D-backs and the Angels were just minutes away. Ohtani, the MVP, with 46 home runs, 100 RBI, a 964 OPS, and a 3.18 ERA in 130 and a third innings, something we have not seen since Babe Ruth. That kind of excellence pitching and hitting. Mike Trout is back as well, limited to just 36 games last season due to a calf injury. And Jared Walsh, who broke out for 29 home runs and 98 RBI last season, he's been named to his first All-Star team. Check out that 2-3-4. Awfully impressive. Plus, you got David Fletcher. Fletch lives out of the gate. They'll be facing the Arizona Diamondbacks. David Peralta is looking to rebound after a down year in 2021. He's a free agent after this season. And Jordan Luplow was acquired from Tampa Bay back in November. As far as the rest of the lineup, a lot of usual suspects. Carson Kelly behind the plate, Christian Walker at first base, and Nick Ahmed, the shortstop, and hitting fifth. D-backs third spring training camp for playing Thursday and Friday. Their biggest offseason move, by the way, was signing Mark Melanson. You see Daniel Ponce de Leon in Angels camp as a non-roster invitee. 30-year-old is from Anaheim, California, went to La Mirada High School, which is less than 30 minutes from Angel Stadium, 12 miles away. So hopefully he's going to feel for his changeup and gets things done here for the Angels. D-backs and Angels enjoy the spring training baseball here on MLB Network.
The defense behind Ponce de Leon. Anaheim native, by the way, Ponce de Leon. We have a lot of those here with the Halos. And we got Justin Upton, Jay Up in left. Mike Trout is in center, where we expect to see him all season long. And Taylor Ward is in right. Not to be confused with Tyler Wade at third base. David Fletcher, shortstop. Luis Rengifo at second base. And Jared Walsh is at first base. And doing the catching for Ponce de Leon is Max Stassi.
Maximus is back.
Gooby, we have a Taylor Ward. We've got a Tyler Wade. We have a Jared Walsh, and not playing today is Brandon Marsh, but just want to get that out of the way, nice and early.
That's a good decision on your part, Patrick.
And we saw Tyler Wade. That guy brings some serious energy to the ballpark and a lot of speed. We're expecting a full house here today at Tempe Diablo Stadium, and around 10,000 spectators, back to full capacity. Making my way to the field and back alongside Mark Guba's a no easy task. Gooby, first pitch is a strike. Of course, Gooby was unable to get his pretzel yesterday at Hohokam, and again a struggle for you here this afternoon. Okay. Now back, look alive. I have a slight little technical difficulty with my man's microphone. If I have to carry the show today, you'll be in trouble. 3:41 is the time of yesterday's game. Angels entered the Blues a 10-day. Back. Have to drop the old, can you hear me now, Gooby?
Got you now, Patrick.
Okay.
Can you hear me now, Patrick? Good count here to be able to use it, an off-speed pitch to see if we get a swing and miss. A little cut action. Ponce de Leon. Run that four-seamer up there to 96 miles an hour. There it was, four-seam fastball, getting punch out above the strike zone. Carson Kelly going down on a swing and miss. Start here by Daniel Ponce de Leon, four-seamer above belt with some running action. Big strikeout, good spot. He'll run that four-seam fastball, throw over 72% of his pitches. Four-seam fastballs. David Peralta up now, the lefty. Good speed, 8 triples last year. So small for an all-speed pitch, falls behind 1-0. 8 home runs to go along with those 8 triples, 30 doubles last year. So good speed for Peralta. Ball's hit well down the left field line and gets it out. Carry right down the left field line. Peralta with a home run. Diamondbacks leading 1-0 on that swing of the bat. Impressive power. It's a 340 shot down the left field line, opposite field power. Stay back, let that ball travel deeper in the strike zone. Hits it out left field down the line. Another one is four-seam fastballs. The trouble with a four-seam fastball, it stays out over the plate. Power hitters, if you can stay on it long enough, you can hit the ball out well the other way, and that's exactly what it did. Well out left field. Diamondbacks up 1-0.
Mark, excellent job, by the way, on the play-by-play.
This trying to be you, Patrick.
So that's how it's done. Apologize for the audio issues here. 1-0 D-backs. We're expecting to have Perry Manassian joining us, Gooby, next inning.
Really busy offseason, a busy second offseason before the start of spring training camp, and even continuing today.
Christian Walker, now up for the D-backs. Going foul. Get a chance to talk to Perry about the revamped bullpen. Ryan Tepera locked up. Archie Bradley, who you had a chance to speak to this morning, along with Michael Lorenzen and Patrick Sandoval. Busy morning for you.
Yeah, I mean, they were so excited to talk. I mean, Archie Bradley, he's got a lot of energy. Even Patrick Sandoval told me, he goes, I asked him, who's the guy he's looking up to already? He says, Archie Bradley. I said, well, he's been here for like 1 second. He goes, it doesn't matter. He came into the clubhouse and right away he has a presence about him. He's been doing this for a long time. He's been in those pressure situation closing games, and he brings it every single day, and he just loved the atmosphere in that clubhouse now.
So important to have that in the back end of the bullpen. I like it a closer or a reliever that comes into these pressure situations in hockey as the fighter, right? I know that's not much in hockey anymore, that wakes up in the morning and has to think, who am I going to fight today?
The fourth line guy?
Well, more important than that, just the fact that there's a walk to Walker. Just realized I said there's a walk to Walker. Texas Ranger. Because the fighter or that type of player knows he's got to wake up what's going to happen today. The reliever has no idea what type of situation. You have to have that type of mindset. Bradley has it, Tepera has it, we know Iglesias has it, Loop has it.
Yeah, you want to have that baseball in those big moments because the game is on the line when you have the baseball. And that's what you dream of as a guy coming out of the bullpen, those pressure situations. Could be the 6th, it could be the 7th, 8th, certainly the 9th inning.
Runner on first. Jordan Luplow is now up for the D-backs. A team, Gooby, that lost 110 games last year. I know Torey Lovullo is back, but that's not a great year. What's the situation? What's the feel with the Snakes right now?
I've known Torey for a long, long time. He comes to the ballpark every day expecting to win games. Last year they had a tough time in May and in June. You expect this team to, there's some different players on this roster. The pitching staff you expect to be better. Brent Strom is one of the best. Maybe one of the best of all time as far as the pitching coach is going to help him out. You just feel that they're going to play a little bit more consistent baseball in a very, very difficult division where you have the Dodgers and the Giants and what they've done already this offseason into the spring training. So it's not going to be easy for them. They expect them to play much better baseball this year.
Well, that's good. Great fans here in Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, Arizona. Tremendous fans. A chance to see the middle of this infield for the Angels. Mark Fletcher at short, Rengifo. Maybe get a ground ball and see if they could turn two. Bumps that one in there.
This is when it's important, instead of always strictly going a four-seam fastball. It's tough to get a ground ball double play when you're throwing a lot of four-seamers. This time when you use it change up where you try to sink something or even a breaking ball to see if you can get something on the ground in an infielder.
Let's take a look at Ponce de Leon and his arsenal. I know you're talking about the different usage of that four-seam fastball. 74% And pretty much know that he's going to be going to that the majority of the time, and I imagine the hitters are looking for that as well.
And sometimes when you look, you see a 10% cutter. That could be, some people might think that it's more of a slider. So it's some kind of a breaker ball going away and down, get it to sting off the end of the bat. That's how you get a grounder.
Strike two. 3-2 now. Top of the first. Angels and the Diamondbacks. Second game of Cactus League for the Halos. Second of 15 in Freeway Series, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And then we are underway April 7th at the Big A against the Houston Astros, who will not have Carlos Correa. Now a Minnesota Twin, 3-year, 105, I believe, mark. Perhaps you look at average annual salary, 35-something million, highest paid infielder per year ever.
Just passed Anthony Rendon by just a slight fraction. Back-to-back walks here for
home run and 2 walks. He's at first and second. Nick Ahmed now up for Arizona.
Go back to even last year for Daniel, 22 walks and 33 1/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts. So the walks part of the game. That's why you want to reduce that, because you don't want to add those added base runners. You want to make sure you think, okay, early in the count, get ahead. When you get ahead, finish off with quality pitches where you get swings by the batter, not pitches well out of the strike zone.
Stassi keeps it in front of him. First look at Max this season. Expected to be the starter. And then you've got Kurt Suzuki, Romine, Chad Wallach. Certainly a lot of depth at the catcher position. Strike to Ahmed. And it was good oppo power from Peralta. The D-backs on the board, 1-0. Guy knows a little about opposite field power. He's hit it right over the batter's eye here. Tempe Diablo, Shohei Ohtani. Excited to see him swing the bat here.
Most difficult thing is a fielder right now. A lot of pitches out of the strike zone. You want to keep them on their toes. At some point, Torey Lovullo may have these guys on the move.
2-1, 1 out. Foul back. A little bit cooler today than yesterday here in Tempe.
It's a really big crowd here. It's great to see that. Expecting a sellout. Tempe Diablo Stadium.
I happened to walk by some of the merch. Got my eye on a Shohei Ohtani for gifts back home. Upstairs.
So far, the Diamondback hitters being patient, not going after that high fastball. Although Peralta got a high fastball out over the plate, hit it out the other way. 3-2.
Yep.
1 out. Not an automatic go, but I think it's the time we might see the Diamondbacks on the move with 1 out.
3-2. Up the middle. Rengifo, we could have 2. Did he get him? He did. Excellent play by Luis Rengifo. And Daniel Ponce de Leon gets out of it. Peralta gave him a 1-0 lead. When we come back, Shohei Ohtani DHing, hitting second. It's 1-0 Arizona.
This spring training game telecast on MLB Network is presented by John Deere. There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
It's 5 a.m. and
I feel like I can do anything.
We've been coming here since 1868.
There's a lot of cushy desk jobs out there, but
this is my happy place.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn more at Deere.com.
Your team is on a streak. A losing one.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. An Indeed resume gets right to work for you, so you can find that better fit fast.
Can you think of a time things didn't go as you planned?
How much time do we have?
When you pair delicious food with great people, everyone has a good time. At Slow and Low Barbecue, we always have something fun going on. From happy hour to kids' night, there's something for everyone. Come indulge in our tasty barbecue, like our mouth-watering ribs and fresh seafood, or sip on one of our specialty cocktails, or a cold beer from our full bar. At Slow and Low, we guarantee you'll have a memorable time and leave with a full belly. Slow and Low Barbecue, 2 great locations in Vieira and Cocoa Beach.
Get your business a website made in the USA without overseas outsourcing. FencelWebDesign.com has been in business for 21 years with a large portfolio of clients right here in Brevard County, Florida. Now hiring. See site for details. Do you have a business in Brevard County, Florida? Visit FencelWebDesign.com in Melbourne, Florida to see how we can take your website to the next level with our 21 years of experience. Now hiring. See site for details.
Joe Madden's batting order, bottom of the first. Fletcher, Ohtani, Trout, followed by Walsh, Ward, and Upton. And then it's Stassi, Tyler Wade, and Luis Rengifo, who closed out that first inning with an excellent play. First pitch to Fletcher, and on the hill for the D-backs, Dan Straily.
Lies in a power sinking fastball, 89-93, about 44%. Throw a slider, cutter, curveball, and a changeup.
Fletcher swinging. It's that to right field. And McCarthy's there, makes the catch. 1 out. Here comes Shohei Ohtani. Nice hand for the reigning American League MVP. Ohtani's seen Straily twice, I believe. First pitch she takes. What's Ohtani's approach here first at bat, spring training?
Over spring training, you see Shohei Ohtani, he's thinking up the middle. He's hit one over the batter's eye, dead center field. Left center, center field approach.
Fouled that one off, hopefully. Didn't nick anything there.
And I think, Patrick, for most hitters, especially guys that are going to be in your everyday lineup, is just getting that timing together. Reading pitches.
Didn't seem thrilled. 0-2. Up the middle. Shortstop Ahmed is there to throw out Shohei Ohtani for the second out in the first inning. Time now for Mike Trout to make his first at-bat of the spring. Gives a little tap to catcher Carson Kelly, and home plate umpire Ted Barrett. Mike Trout, great gentleman of the game of baseball. What are you looking for here, Gooby?
Yeah, it goes back to the same thing with Shohei Ohtani. All the great hitters just want to be able to read pitches. They want to see the rotation of a fastball. They want to see the spin of a breaking ball. Especially for Trout against Straily, who's had great career numbers against him. He just wants to read something lower third.
Ground ball, hits it hard. That's a base hit for Mike Trout. Past Ahmed. Such a nice, easy, compact swing. That is great to see.
Great timing. Swing through the baseball, short. It's that lower third, and Trout doesn't miss that. And it doesn't matter if it's a spring training game, regular season game. When you're facing somebody you have good numbers against, you're comfortable. It's not a good feeling as a pitcher, but as a hitter, it definitely is.
Now 14 for 27 versus Straily. We were working on math yesterday. I'm pretty sure that's over 500.
Over 500.
Okay, thank you. Ooh. Not good. Jared Walsh gets plunked, seems fine. Straily hits him. First and second now.
Remember last year when Jared Walsh got hit by a pitch? He goes, hey, I have no problem. It's good for my on-base percentage. But sometimes that doesn't feel real good. The wear went on the tricep. It has that protection.
Yep.
Hey, your first test of the game now. get Taylor.
Yeah, I'm ready. This is Taylor Ward. 65 games last year, Mark. We had a chance to speak to him. He had a great offseason, but also struggled at times, dealing with some COVID. But one of the nicer guys you'll ever run across. Comes up at a good situation with first and second. One down. Strike one.
Big thing over the last year plus for Taylor Ward. The change in approach going, all right, line drive left center field, line drive right center field. This, when he first came up, he was all about trying to lift the baseball, that launch angle, and he got himself in a position where he was missing a lot of pitches he would normally hit well. Got back to that good approach and hit the ball harder.
Crowded outfield. Taylor Ward he's a big leaguer. Excuse me, he's a big leaguer without a doubt. But right now there's a surplus of outfielders for the Halos. Ward in right field today.
Got a chance to talk to Phil Nevin, third base coach, new third base coach for the Angels. He goes, what I like about this team is when guys are on base, I can't wait to see how they run the base, to be able to send some guys home, going extra base, taking that extra base instead of going station to station. He loves the speed of this team. An opportunity with Trout at second, a base hit for Ward.
2-1, 3-1 now. So we saw Ponce de Leon in a bit of trouble, got out of it with the double play from Rengifo. And now Straily, first and second, one out, 3-1 count to Taylor Ward. A little bit tougher for pitchers, their first outing in spring training, than hitters.
Sometimes you're overthrown. You got the excitement level.
Popped up. Kelly making a move out of play.
And even talking to Michael Lorenzen, he knew, he had family in there. He's a local kid, just like Daniel Ponce de Leon is from Anaheim. You had that adrenaline go, but he was able to keep it under control. And that was the thing. He threw the ball so well. There's 22 pitches yesterday in 2 incredible innings. You saw that he said changeup's good. It's tough to throw a changeup when the adrenaline is going so hard and you're trying to throw the ball so hard. It's a tough pitch. It's a field pitch, but he had a good feel for that changeup yesterday.
How did he feel when you spoke to him this morning after the outing yesterday?
He was great, Patrick, and he was so excited. His smile on his face. He was even reminiscent about being a fan at the games in 2002 when the Angels won the World Series. So that was a lot of fun to hear him talk about that.
Look forward to hearing that interview. Taylor Ward, fly ball, left field. Peralta under that, and that will end the inning. Coming back with more right after
this. Getting the perfect home is a journey, so we help you find it, tour it, and own it. For moving made simple, there's no place like Zillow.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
I love the Boys and Girls Clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art. Construction. Baseball.
How'd you guess?
With the help of Major League Baseball, the Boys and Girls Clubs of America help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
May 17th, last season, Mike Trout didn't look like much at the time. Running from second base. This would lead to him missing the remainder of the season. Tried to work his way back best he could, had a bit of a setback, which shut him down for good with the Angels out of it. You could see there, Mark, the frustration. A player knows the severity when something like that happens.
And knowing Trouty, how much he wanted to be out there every single day, and he knew at that point it was something that was going to be fairly serious. At that point, he thought it was maybe his Achilles, be in the calf, but out a long, long time. But even towards the end of the season, we talked to him, and he said he was feeling good. And then the entire season is trying to keep a tab on him. He said he felt great, and he great first swing of the season, spring training season for Trouty. Got a base hit on base there.
Josh Van Meter up for the Arizona Diamondbacks. This is quite a trophy case for Mike Trout. Rookie of the Year 2011, 9-time All-Star. He's All-Star Game MVP, 3-time AL MVP, Hank Aaron Award winner. It's Silver Sluggers. It's incredible what he has done in a short span. Wants to go down in history as the best center fielder to ever play the game. And if healthy, he was on his way to another last season. We talked about it in the Open, just how he was leading the American League slugging percentage, OPS.
And you talk to him, you would never know he's that great of a player. He's a kid. That's what his nickname, the Kid. And he's so great with the fans. Always has time, signs autographs, has conversations. His teammates love him. He's a kid. He really is a kid who happens to be exceptional on the baseball field.
Ponce de Leon back out there for the Halos.
Yeah, 24 pitches, 14 out of the zone, just 10 strikes. You want to flip that around, start throwing more consistent strikes. Trust your stuff. That's an old saying that a lot of pitching coaches tell pitchers. Trust yourself. Don't try to give the hitter too much credit. Trust your movement, trust your location, and get the hitters out.
2-2. Fly ball. Mike Trout. He's over. He's got it. One down.
Is that how you script it?
That's exactly how we scripted it.
Good route here for Trout, playing a more shallow center fielder. Was able to run that one down a couple quick first steps. I could see in that Mike Trout came right in the camp. Everyone's wondering, was he going to move over to a corner position out in left field, and Brandon Marsh in center, and Trout goes, I'm the center fielder.
Well, there was, Joe Madden didn't get to him in time. And Mike, of course, some tweets went out saying that maybe Mike Trout, or Joe would consider putting him in a corner outfield. And no, Mike Trout, it's like, I'd like to be center fielder. And then Joe was like, oh, he'll be our center fielder. And this is what Mike Trout does for the fans each and every day.
Every day. And then he'll go out and get a base hit or go out to the field. It's amazing how much time he has for fans.
Swinging, Braden Bishop, Mike Trout comes over, calls off Justin Upton. Just like that, Mike getting some early work, base hit, couple of fly balls. Good day so far.
Well, a solid read off the bat and jammed him. He's able to run that one in, and Justin Upton being a smart left fielder, get out of the way. Two big guys going for that baseball. Good communication. That's the important one. Mike Trout has been out there. We talked about it since May 17th. It's the communication with your corner outfielders to make sure everyone's in line as far as center fielder is the quarterback of the outfield defense.
Third baseman Drew Ellis now up. 2 quick outs for Ponce de Leon. First pitch swinging. Jared Walsh has it. 3 up, 3 down. It's 1-0. D-backs. Angels coming up.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right. And the radio.
Get 5 bonus wings for $1 with any handcrafted burger. Only at Applebee's.
I can't wait to see this guy hit. His fastball's been dialed up.
Camping season starts now. Get an RV for as little as $5 a day at Camping World.
Around here, people count on Spectrum to keep them connected to what matters most. With over 93,000 employees, our commitment runs deep. We were born to build, with a network almost 800,000 miles long. From cities to farmland, connecting communities large and small, bringing internet, TV, and mobile service across the country. Our commitment, it's local too, because this is home. We live and work in the communities we serve. We send our kids to the same schools, cheer for the same teams, shop at the same stores, and support those that support us all. Like you, we work hard every day to deliver the best services, since we count on them too. We have commitments to keep, so our work is never done, and that's okay. We are Spectrum, connecting the places we all call home.
Angels fans, come on out to the Big A every Saturday night home game for post-game fireworks. For more information, visit angels.com/promotions.
By the way, nice bounce back inning for Daniel Ponce de Leon. 1-2-3 inning for the La Mirada High School product. Went to Cypress Junior College. Nice bounce back.
Justin Upton up the middle. Squeaks through for a base hit for Jay Up. And Meter almost got a glove on it. Would have been a close play. So far, Mike Trout, Justin Upton getting their hacks in. What'd you like about this swing, Mark?
Well, he had that good balance, and that's the thing with Justin Upton. He's got that, trying to get that stride going. And even talking to Joe today, it's all about getting that foot down before you have that swing path and make a good connection with the baseball, getting that foot down on time.
That brings up Max Stassi for the first time this spring, hitting .241, 13 long balls for the Angels last season. Takes a strike. Dan Straily out for a second inning of work for the D-backs. Mike Myers will be the likely next pitcher to come in for Daniel Ponce de Leon. Somebody we could talk to Perry Manassian about. Myers should be part of that bullpen. Line drive, base hit, hit well. Upton late jump, station to station. Back-to-back base hits.
All three hits basically back up the middle. Pitches away, go back up the middle, inside part of the plate. That's when you turn on it. And a lot of speed at the plate now in Tyler Wade. That's the approach you want, especially when you're facing a pitcher that's going to be around the strike zone. We'll try to go in the corners on you. If you try to pull that baseball, it's going to be a rollover ground ball to short. Right-handed batters go right back hard up the middle. And we've seen that back-to-back at bats for Upton and Max Stassi.
Mike Trout also, that up the middle approach, that gets it done. Wade checked in long time with Phil Nevin, and he lays it down. He's got the speed, hustling down the line. Did he beat it? He did. Safe is the call at first base. 17 stolen bases for Tyler Wade. That is excellent running. Flying down the line.
Yeah, you look at 17 stolen bases, and a number of times he was brought into a pinch running situation, so you knew exactly what you're going to have to deal with as far as pickoff moves, and catchers aware of that. So that's how kind of speed he has. I mean, Straily did everything well. Gets behind the baseball, makes a firm throw to the first base, but Wade flying down the line gets up infield hits with 3 singles in this inning for Luis Rengifo at the plate now.
That's right. Wade up there to sacrifice the runners over, but with that speed, gets a base hit out of it. Tyler Wade playing the entire season with the Yankees last year, up in the bigs for an entire year for the first time in his career. Luis Rengifo hits that one dead center field. Bishop is under it. Justin Upton is going to score easy, and oh, look at Tyler Wade with the speed, gets to second, Stassi to third, and the Angels get on the board and tie it up.
Just like we talked about with Phil Nevin before the game, he loves the speed and the way this team is running the bases. Nice approach, nice job by Luis Rengifo, getting a pitch he can hit in the air. Not only scored a run, but both runners advance on a sac fly to center field.
Excellent baseball for the Angels. And David Fletcher with 2 runners in scoring position. Flew out to right his first at bat.
Even,
Straily steps off. Excuse me, Mark.
Even going back to Tyler Wade. He saw that ball in center field, and you could see it in front. So he's forcing them to throw and hurry to throw to second, even on the relay. But because they were seeing all what he did on that bunt, how quickly he got in the line, they're trying to be extra quick and to force the mistake.
Ground ball to short for Fletcher. Throw over, gets in, but RBI. Angels take a 2-1 lead, and Stassi comes in to score.
So a couple runs on outs, all because of solid base running, speed.
Shohei Ohtani up for his second AB. Grounded out to short. First at bat. Steps up with 2 outs. And Wade at third base. Mike Trout on deck. Ball 1. I have a feeling that Ohtani wants a pitch to drive here. I think it was last spring where people realized that he was locked in. And he went on to have an incredible season. He was absolutely crushing the baseball. So he likes to hit here at Tempe Diablo. Straily. Opposite field, base hit, RBI for Shohei Ohtani. That's hitting. So everybody.
Boy, Jeremy Reed, the entire coaching staff on the hitting side, has got to be loving the fact of what we've seen in this inning as far as swings. Not much of that leg kick, keeps that foot down, inside out. Base hit, RBI, left center for Shohei Ohtani.
Angels up now 3-1. Mike Trout is now up with Shohei Ohtani. Great speed at first base. And this is what Angels fans could certainly get used to this year.
Boy, how happy is Shohei Ohtani to know who is coming up after him now. He's going to get more pitches. Before, like, you know, this is still a spring training game, but last season, man on third, 2 outs, open base, Shohei Ohtani, he's not being pitched to. Well, you have to pitch to him because you have Mike Trout hitting behind him.
It's a check swing. Looked like Mike Trout held up from here. Crowd wants Ted Barrett hear that one. 1-1. Perhaps Mike Trout's last at bat of the game. Let's make it a good one. 3-1 Halos here in the second.
Boy, Shohei Ohtani walked 5% of the time before Mike Trout got hurt. 19% of the time after Mike Trout was out. It's a huge difference.
Nice homework. Digging that up.
That was by the brain trust in the truck helping out with that one.
I'm just going to give you all the credit. That's incredible.
I love to take it, but our men and women in the truck are fantastic.
Going to have to really be nice to get some of those nuggets along the way. Ohtani at first base. Trout at the dish. Mike wants to see as many pitches as possible. This is shortened spring training. He's been off since May 17th with an injury. He's 100%. He loves seeing pitches. No Anthony Rendon in the lineup today, but just imagine when he is.
Yeah, Joe expects him in there sometime early next week, which is good, maybe even as early as Monday when Shohei Ohtani takes the hill.
Mike Trout, base hit, left field, squared it up, went down and got it. Mike Trout, 2 for 2.
Be hard-pressed to find any right-handed batter better in the lower third of the strike zone than Mike Trout.
Yeah, like ever.
How short that swing is. Quick. Baseball exploding off the bat for Trout. Great Brett Strom out now to visit in Straily. That's going to be a huge. You talk about players, whether it's a pitcher or a bullpen arm or a position player. Strom is really going to help out this pitching staff for the Diamondbacks going forward.
So when you get the big three, when you're able to see Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, and Anthony Rendon, it is going to make such a huge difference. Angels fans We didn't get to experience it at all. 17 times last year. That was just early in the season.
The doubles, the home runs, the RBIs, the on-base percentage, all three of them only playing together 17 times last year.
Jared Walsh, first and second. 2 down. 3-1 Angels, second inning. Jared Walsh, all-star. Let's not forget about him. 29 home runs, 98 RBI. Just tremendous year. And he was working really, really hard this offseason. Got to watch a lot of his Twitter or Instagram videos. Also Walsh representing the Angels in negotiations. Did a great job.
You mentioned 98 RBIs. Now he has, look, he's going to be having this opportunity often. Ohtani, Trout, and even Rendon ahead of him, being on base, more opportunities to drive in runs.
0-2. Struck him out. But a very successful bottom of the second for the Halos. It's 3-1.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes, I still got it. I told her she'd pick me first.
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
This year, make good on your resolution to join a community that knows no bounds. Gather with more friends, experiencing places unknown. And become part of a family that knows the best adventures are the ones we share. Embrace each day, knowing that no matter where you go, it'll be one you never forget.
Shop and buy online with Jeep eShop, where right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on select 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee models.
We've got your back, Road Warriors. Because we know you want to get back to going your speed. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road, and we're helping you get there with confidence. Soon, you'll get back to skipping the counter without missing a beat. Back to choosing any car in the aisle. Back to being the boss of you. Go National. Go like a pro.
Making the choice to go back to work is a big decision. But this time, I have my own job description. You know, my terms.
Top of the third here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Angels 3, D-backs 1. Alongside Mark Gubaza, I'm Patrick O'Neill. Pleased to be joined by Angels general manager Perry Manassian. Perry, that last half inning, that's exactly what Angels fans, you yourself, the entire coaching staff can look forward to seeing more of this season. That was nice to see.
Absolutely. How fun is it to see Mike Trout out there?
A lot of fun.
Oh, man. Music to my ears.
Having him healthy, 100% healthy, and just swinging the bat like that, Perry, what do you like best?
Oh, he looks good. He looks good. He's extremely motivated, came in great shape. He's ready to go.
Yeah, and you have a lot of good swings at the plate. Everyone going right back up the middle of the other field, even Shohei Ohtani to left center field. So it's great to see that when guys are just having, usually in spring training, you know you've been around the game forever. Guys are just hitters are just trying to get their timing going up the middle, to see and read pitches.
We've done a lot of situational hitting this spring, and I think we're seeing it, obviously, today.
New pitcher for the Angels, Mike Myers. And you know, Perry, the Angels bullpen, and Mike Myers, does see a swing and a miss. And Jake McCarthy really, really revamped. And last year, you had to see, Iggy Iglesias go 6-out saves, 4-out saves, 5-out saves. I mean, you've locked up Ryan Tepera, Archie Bradley, Aaron Loop, who had such an incredible season last year, minuscule ERA, Ed Myers, Austin Warren, Ty Buttrey is possibly in the mix, Quijada. This was one of your priorities, was it not?
100%. Yeah, Iggy was priority one.
Yes.
Just obviously bringing him back, what he was able to do for us last year, and then building a support cast around him. Aaron Loop, we feel like, is one of the best lefties in baseball. Ryan Tepera, Archie Bradley track records, we like where we're at.
In starting pitching, you got Noah Syndergaard, who threw the ball, and we saw this in batting practice the other day, and everyone's, even Shohei Ohtani's going, wow. We saw Michael Lorenzen yesterday in that game. You were watching that too. Next to us, 2 innings, outstanding stuff, 22 pitches. That's what's important when you have a bullpen, a lockdown bullpen. You can have the starters, maybe in the beginning part of the season, maybe they're going 5 or 6 innings before they stretched out, but you have that bullpen, lockdown bullpen, big.
We felt like in a short spring, starters might not be as stretched out as they normally would be. Heading into the season, we felt like depth in the bullpen was really important. We took some chances on guys. There's obviously risk to Noah. Being part of drafting him in Toronto, I really like the guy. I'm betting on the human being. We're betting on the human being as far as a baseball operation standpoint. He is extremely motivated, one of the hardest workers I've seen, committed to his craft. I expect him to have a big year. When you look at a guy like Lorenzen, always wanted to start, always wanted the chance to take the ball every 6 days here, and he will get that opportunity. We like what we see.
Well, starting pitching obviously is something that is so crucial for this team. Ohtani, you have Syndergaard, you mentioned Lorenzen, Patrick Sandoval, you still have Suarez. Gooby could jump in with whoever I'm missing. I know
Reed Detmers in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you done? Because as a general manager, I know you're never finished. You're always looking to improve. But with what is still out there, where do you stand right now at the starting pitch?
Yeah, we're still trying to improve our pitching staff as a whole, whether that's starter or another quality reliever. We're looking for outs, guys that can get outs. And rotation-wise, I think we saw it last year with Sandy and Suarez. Just maybe people weren't expecting them to have the years they had, and they got the opportunity and were able to take advantage of it. I do like our young arms. I think Reed Detmers and Jansen Junk and even Diaz is a crafty lefty who can really pitch. I mean, I think we're, are we ever happy where we are? No. We're always searching to improve and get better any way we can, but rotation-wise, there's a lot of upside.
Carson Kelly fouls that one away. Mike Myers on the hill.
Yeah, Perry, you touched on it about, especially in a condensed, shortened spring training, how important it is depth on your staff, whether it's the bullpen or starting staff. How important is that to have those guys that may not be on the roster at the very beginning, but they're there and ready to go and be contributors?
Really important. The average team uses right around 13 starters a year. 10 of those starters get the bulk of the innings. I mean, it's definitely not a 5-man / 6-man rotation anymore. It's a 10-man rotation. It's a 15-man bullpen. We see it with position players. The days of playing 162 games, there's not many players that do that anymore. So it's a 3-man outfield when you're playing, but you need more than 3. It's a 4, it's a 5. Same thing on the infield. You need multiple guys to be able to do a lot of different things.
There's Renifo. You look it up the middle, shortstop, right? That's a position. Do you see David Fletcher? Do you see Wade? Do you see Renifo? Jack Mayfield is in the mix. What do you see at shortstop?
I think we're comfortable with Fletch anywhere on the field, and he's one of those guys that has a nose for the ball. I think he's willing to do anything for this club. I think that's part of the reason why he's so admired by his teammates. Very comfortable with him playing short. We have some other options also that could play shortstop that we feel like have some upside. And middle infield wise, there's some opportunities there. And there's a battle at second base / shortstop because Fletch can flip flop. With that being said, whoever plays the best on both sides of the ball will get the opportunity.
Did you pick, Myers to be your pitcher when you came in, so it was like quick work here?
I can stay another half inning if you need me. No problem.
I don't know. You may have somewhere else to go. Yeah, you got to go do radio. That's all planned. But can I ask you about your off season?
Sure.
Your life, your second year as GM. How's everything going for you? What's life like?
Everything's great. I'm a lot more comfortable this year, obviously, understanding the organization and who we are and what we want to become and putting things in place. And some of the staff moves, I think one of the most underrated moves of the offseason is what we did with the coaching staff. We've been able to add a lot of impact-type coaches. I think Joe did a great job assembling that group, whether it's a Phil Nevin or a Benji Gill, a Ray Montgomery. I think it's Bill Hasselman. I think those are all very respected guys throughout the industry that will bring a not only knowledge, but a little edge to the staff.
And you also brought a lot of guys into your player development in the minor leagues as far as coaching staff, and that's what's going to be big for you guys.
Yeah, we've definitely made some changes in PD, and we're able to bring in some people that with long resumes, heavy track records, whether that's a Trey Hillman, whose resume speaks for itself, Rudy Jaramillo, who's part of our hitting group and is one of the best coaches I've been around.
He's one of the most respected hitting coaches in all of baseball.
He's been great since he's been with the big league club since the start of spring, and he's been helping, and obviously having that knowledge and track record. I think it's been a welcomed addition from our major league hitting coaches.
You saw Peralta with the double. Christian Walker coming up with 2 outs. Angels up 3-1 here, top of the third. It was nice to see Joe Adell, Brandon Marsh.
Absolutely.
The dynamic duo, best friends, and they sure can play baseball.
Yeah, it's one thing that somewhat underrated, and I think when you're around a club a lot, you see it, is energy. And this season is so long. Gooby can tell you it's a marathon. It's every day, Groundhog's Day. To have energy day in and day out is really, really important, because there's some tough trips. You show up and you fly from the West Coast to the East Coast, and you show up at 7 and you play that night. You need those types of guys to bring some energy to the club that particular day, and those 2 young men both do that.
Well, and getting that foot down, Joe was talking about, we talked about that during the game yesterday, how that timing, getting the foot down, but his power is prolific when he's getting that timing together.
100%. Yeah, I think we forget how young Joe is, and we put expectations on players maybe a little too early, and that's industry-wide. That's not just us, but I think he's shown his willingness to work and improve. And
that one gets by Trout. Walker with a RBI double. I imagine you get a lot of calls on Adell and Marsh. Would that be fair to say?
I think those are both obviously really talented young players that any club would like to have.
Yeah, in spring training, Perry, I mean, it's a short one.
Sure.
And you always have you and your scouts are looking at things. Is it more active, you think, because of a shortened spring training, because of roster moves, or is it pretty much the same as a normal spring training, but the condensed one seemed like everything is going quicker?
It's a little different just with the level of free agent that's still available. I think when you look at what's happened over the last week, you've seen some really quality players go off the board during spring training, which you normally don't see that many. So it's been pretty hectic. With that being said, I've been with, just depends on where you're at and what's available, and whether that's free agency, trade market. There's years where there seems like there's teams that are more open to trading during spring. Some teams wait. Some teams want to wait till the trade deadline and try and maximize value that way. So it just depends where everybody is in their winning cycle and what they're trying to do.
Very early here, and Perry Manassian joins us. We could have our third out, so I'll have to save that one for another day. He's up to makes the catch. Perry, thank you so much.
Anytime.
Thanks, Bert.
Yeah.
Perry Manassian has joined us, and we're heading to the bottom of the third.
We just moved, so there's millions of
dahlias in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew 1/4 acre.
Now I'm taking on new products on the regular.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn more at Deere.com.
And I walk out, and my car is dented.
Well, Geico does offer 24/7 claim service with personalised attention from an assigned team.
24/7? That's a lot of attention.
They're not actually with you 24/7. They're just available whenever you need them.
Oh, okay, good. Because I took an online quiz, and it turns out I'm an introvert.
Oh, I actually think I'm an introvert, too.
Oh, no, it's incredibly rare.
I don't think that's right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Geico, your claims team is here for you 24/7.
Some hesitate when faced with a decision, but not you. Introducing the 2022 Telluride Nightfall Edition.
The accident wasn't my fault, but I lost control of my life.
Control of medical expenses?
Auto repairs.
Knowing my legal rights.
I want to take back control.
I do too.
By calling Anajar and Levine.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine.
If you've been involved in a car accident and are not sure of your legal rights, call us at 1-800-747-FREE for a consultation and take back control of your life.
Being different requires great confidence. And with awards like the IIHS Top Safety Pick earned by the 2021 Soul, you can afford to be very, very different. Lease a new 2022 Soul LX for $199 a month.
3-2 here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Bottom of the third, game 2 of spring training. It's so awesome to have these fans here. Roughly 10,000 in attendance. Alongside Mark Gubaza, and you had a chance to just walk the field, walk the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, it's the excitement level, the smiles on everyone's face, knowing that Mike Trout's going to be walking out of Shohei.
Taylor Ward. Gone! Home run for Taylor Ward, and the Angels go up 4-2. Solo shot, great swing.
So Taylor Ward showing the power, Tyler Wade showing the speed on an infield bunt single. Oh, it was crushed.
You just keep saying both of those names so you can commit them to memory.
But this our conversation with Taylor earlier today, to see how comfortable he feels swinging the bat. And boy, that baseball is a long way out. Quick those hands on inner half of the plate, and a no-doubt blast.
That's what makes the berm probably one of the best seats, I think, here. Just lay out the blanket, have the cooler and the refreshing beverages. It's a great swing, and Paulie Sorrento could do it as well. Justin Upton now up. Yes.
That sounded good.
That one may go foul, but he hit that a mile.
Might have hit my room up at the Buttes.
Did he hit that over the trees? Just like swinging a picket fence.
Not quite the Carlton fist, but he wasn't wishing it back in there, but that went a long, long way.
I mean, it's 340 down the line. It was hammered. Well over the foul pole. It's always great to see how the bench reacts when they see someone get a hold of one. They wanted that one to be gone. Hoping for a little back-to-back.
Well, I'll never forget the reaction by Justin Upton in Seattle on the home run that Shohei Ohtani hit in the third level.
He put his hands to his head. And
yeah, it was like he was in complete shock at that. That was one of the all-time great reactions I've ever seen.
It's like Kevin in Home Alone. He was absolutely stunned. Oh, I mentioned Home Alone. Oh, I think it got him. And Straily got him up to not happy, takes first base. What are your expectations realistically for Justin Upton?
If Justin Upton is healthy, he can carry a team. He really can. His power is outstanding. He hits the ball. I think his best swing is right center. He's got great power to right center. He also could turn on the ball and hit a mile to left field. But when he's healthy, that's another power bat in a lineup, and he still runs well. He could still run. But it's keeping him in that lineup. That's the thing. It's hard. He's going to play some. Joe Madden was talking today. He's going to play some first base this year. When there's a real tough lefty and giving maybe, Walsh a day off, you're to see Upton at first base.
Stassi drives that one center field, hit well. It's gone. 2-run home run for Max Stassi. And Gooby, it's all yours.
Maximus, he's entertaining us with that swing to center field home run. Max Stassi. Maximus. Okay, that speed game we were talking about, going first to third, go extra base. Well, the home run swings are pretty good.
Let's mix those in as well. 6-2 now, Halos. Another look off Straily. That's up the middle. Power.
Look how short he is on that swing. 13 home runs last year for Stassi. And big moment home runs for him.
Tyler Wade now up. To think that Dan Straley's not long for this ball game. But good energy. Perry Manassia now talking to Terry Smith. AMA 30. Our great listeners back home.
Yeah. Well, the bottom of the order, 5 through 8, all 6 runs scoring there. So you're seeing some balance. You got Trout at the top, Shohei Ohtani up there too, but that bottom part of the lineup, but you're talking about stretching the lineup 1 through 9. That's what you have to do to be able to be a successful team, balance in the lineup. As a pitcher, when you see a team that's top heavy as far as batting order, well then you battle your way through, then you can get that little bit of breather down the road. But when you got that balance in the lineup, that makes it very difficult to pitch.
Strikeout, Tyler Wade. I know it's only game 2 of spring, but you look at this Angels team, I think it's starting to make a little bit of noise, and it's starting to get a little national recognition. This lineup, what they did with the bullpen, really think that this is going to be a good Angels baseball team. I know they've been under 500 for 6 consecutive years. You got to go back to the 70s since that's happened. Now 2 additional postseason teams this year. Don't sleep on the Halos.
Just got to keep them healthy. That's what you have to do. Yeah. You got to keep everyone in the lineup as much as possible. Yeah, the depth will be, dealt with this year because of the shortened spring training and the schedule itself. You're going to have a lot of double headers and not as many off days because of the pushback start of the season. You get a 162 game schedule. You need that depth in your organization, but you're seeing some really good swings already. We saw it yesterday with some of the youngsters, with Marsh and Adele.
Sac fly RBI for Luis Rengifo, who also made a tremendous defensive play for a double play in first. (6-2). Seen a bit of everything from the Angels offense here today. Rengifo chops that one foul. We've seen the speed game. We've seen the power game. We've seen sac fly. We've seen runners advance on fly balls. Just, early in spring, it's just solid. It's just well coached. Good baseball IQ.
You can just feel the good vibe. It's only 2 games into spring training. The good vibes they're feeling. Just talking to a lot of players over the last 2 days, how they're feeling about this team right now.
Well, that one is fair. And Rengifo digging for second. Is he thinking 3? He is. A throw, but stand-up triple for Rengifo. It's bottom of the order. And 1 out, which brings up David Fletcher. Let's look at this one more time, Goober.
Turns on that one. He's seeing way off the bat. He's thinking, okay, I got a shot at a triple. Nice job of being able to pick up Phil Nevin. The third is waving him home over to third base. It's a good read off that good, quick. As much as we saw those good swings going back up the middle, you're seeing some turn on pitches on the inner half in this inning. Taylor Ward, now Luis Rengifo.
Early in spring, when you have to dig for that additional 90 feet, probably start to feel that just a little bit.
There's running exercises, but that sprint speed as a baseball player, when you're cutting the corners of a bag, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, sniper would get me for sure. Fletcher to right field. Rengifo tagging. That's an RBI for Fletch. Rengifo comes in. 7-2 Angels. It's another RBI for Fletch, leading things off. And he didn't give me much time to even ask about Fletcher playing shortstop. So Ohtani's afternoon is done, as Jake Gatewood will now take over as the DH for the Angels. Saw Gatewood yesterday at Hoboken Stadium.
He's got a lot of power.
Sure does. Saw action with AAA last season. Magneuris Sierra is on deck, so Mike Trout's afternoon is also complete. Tee time already booked.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good. You're going to get your 2 at-bats. You get that out of the way by the 3rd inning. So it gives you plenty of time to You get 18 holes in.
As long as you can maybe tee it up by 3, he plays some speed golf too. And he hits it a long way. Gatewood strikes out, but the home runs for the Angels. 2, Taylor Ward, Max Stassi, and the Angels lead 7-2.
This is your invitation to experience all the feelings inspired by Lexus at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get special offers on the 2022 ES350.
This is P.F. Chang's. Flavors born from fire, perfected over generations, and shared with you.
Does your windshield have a crack? Trust Safelite. This customer had auto glass damage, but he was busy working from home. So he scheduled with Safelite in just a few clicks. We came to his house. Then we got to work. We replaced his windshield and installed new wipers to protect his new glass. While he finished his meeting, let Safelite come to you.
Looks great. Thank you.
My pleasure. That's service on your time. Schedule now.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
The day is done for the AL MVP, Shohei Ohtani. And we mentioned in the last inning, July 9th in Seattle, and Justin Upton's reaction marked to this.
I'm still stunned how far this baseball went. Everyone was. Kevin!
Let me just see this again.
That's so good.
Ipe was, I've seen that before.
Justice was great. He's looking for somebody to say, where did that go?
So the starters finished for the day, but Justin Upton stopping by for some selfies and some autographs. Love to see it. New pitcher for the Angels, Jonathan Diaz. 3 games last season. Saw one game where he came in relief, and if memory serves, he went about 8. Finished the game off. Blowout victory for the Angels. My memory's not as sharp as Gooby's, but was that the game that Ohtani hit 2 triples and following up Marsh with the singles? You're just like, this is incredible. But Diaz, filthy left-hander. Perry likes him. What do you think his situation with this Angels team is this year?
You're exactly right. I mean, Perry just mentioned his name. That depth you need in this type of season where you might have to go into more than 6, 7, 8 starters. That's what's important, to be able to have that depth and have the confidence he's going to be able to go out there and perform at a high level.
Some changes for the Angels we'll fill you in on. We have a new catcher in Austin Romine. In for Max Stassi. It's a ground ball. Rengifo stabs it and gets Ahmed at first.
That's a really good play by Rengifo. That's not an easy play. You got to get a lot on the throw. Ahmed runs well. Nice play.
So up the middle, Captain Jack Mayfield is now at shortstop. And there's Magnu Reese Sierra. He is in center field. Joe Adell is now in the game in left field. And as I mentioned, Austin Romine behind the plate. Got all that?
Yes, I do. Brother Andrew Romine, former Halo. Just when you go back to Ohtani, Trout, and Upton, it's 3 at that point. On base 5 times. 6 total at bats, on base 5 times. It's impressive.
Yesterday, the Angels jumped out to a pretty big lead against the Oakland A's in spring training baseball. 57 total players used. 341. Everybody's shuddering back in the truck. See if we can get some solid pitching here for the Angels here on out. Josh Van Meter is up. Lefty on lefty.
That's nasty.
Nice pitch.
Fastball. It's going to be around that 88 to 92 range, so it's about 57% of the slider. Solid one, curveball, and good changeup. This had some run action. Fastball, and you can either go back in with a fastball because he's probably looking away, or you could try to get him to fish on a slider off the plate.
2-2. Got it. Excellent. Good start for Diaz. Gets Ahmed. Gets Van Meter. Another look.
Well, that's pitching. Up and in, down and away. Fastball in, ties him up, opens up that outer half, slider, swing and miss.
Diaz now facing Braden Bishop. It's a ground ball. Renifo, some ground to cover, unable to make the play. That's base hit.
Even though he wasn't able to make the play, you like the fact is Renifo feels right now he's confident defensively that he's going to be able to make every play. And he was ready to dive and get up quickly to make the play to throw the first base, but just got by him off the glove. Went up the middle, made an outstanding play against Ahmed to start the inning. Always talented. Again, we mentioned yesterday, slowing the game down will maximize that talent for Luis Renifo. Saw a triple, scores a run, bottom of the third.
Hustle triple, going to his left, going to his right. He's getting his work in here.
And you're listening at home thinking, okay, what does that mean, slow the game down? And how it should be easy to do, but it isn't, because you want to impress. You think you got to get to something quickly because the guy's going down the line, or if you're at the plate, you're trying to jump out and get a break ball or a fastball out in front of the plate. But if you slow it down, you can see everything much clearer if you slow the game down.
David Fletcher, do you see as the opening day shortstop?
Yeah. He was drafted as a shortstop. He's just a really, really good all-around player. Gold Glove finalist at third base. Gold Glove finalist at second base. His primary position is shortstop.
And we've heard Perry Manassian mention he likes seeing David Fletcher at shortstop. You've heard Joe Madden comment on that numerous times.
And there's always that comparison. David Eckstein, you know, we're going to go back to that whole World Series anniversary, 20th anniversary, and David Eckstein was a big part of that one. We'll probably see him at some point during the season. A number of the players from that World Series team during the season. That worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it did. Hopefully a lot of those players from that 2002 team make their way through the booth a couple of times. And get some of that, a little bit of that mojo going. Hit well, base hit for Drew Ellis. First and second now, 2 down. Top 4.
Yeah, it's funny you talk about that because Joe Madden was talking about that earlier today with a number of the reporters about what the kind of characters were on that team. He said some guys, it's some high energy guys that were quiet, but said every single guy, there wasn't a lot of walks as far as their offense, and they were swinging the bat. But their goal was not to strike out. So they weren't going to walk, so they were putting the ball in play. So even with 2 strikes, their 2-strike approach was going to we're going to make contact. We're not going to try to hit the ball out of the ballpark every time. We're making contact and forcing the defense to make plays. They did have some power in there. Troy Gloss and Tim Salmon and GA, they had some power in there. Adam Kennedy had that 3-home-run game in the postseason that year. So there was power, but it was that consistent contact approach was really good and consistent for that team to be able to win the World Series. That's what he wants from this team. We saw that in that second inning where, I mean, the first inning we had the hits up the middle. Swinging and going exactly where the pitch is being thrown to you.
They also had that energy in that dugout. Ersty, of course, you know, these guys showed up to play baseball the right way. Here's Jonathan Diaz now.
I can't wait to see him come up to the booth. He was intense every second he was on the field. Same thing when he was head coach at Nebraska.
Sitting next to a man that was pretty intense every single time he took the field. There's another hard hit ball to right field. McCarthy, base hit. Runner coming home. He's going to score. Bishop makes it 7-3 now. So Diaz gets 2 quick outs. Now 3 straight hits. Runners remain first and third. You want to see him come in and get those 2 quick outs.
It's a spring training game, Patio. But when your offense scores runs, you want to put up a 0 right away.
Right away. So Carson Kelly steps up for the Diamondbacks in a 7-3 game. Jonathan Diaz, 25 years old. Valencia, Venezuela. Signed through 2022. Getting his work in here early. Game 2 of spring training for the Angels. It's game 3 for the D-backs. That's a little chopper. Jack Mayfield over, throws out Carson Kelly. Jonathan Diaz gets out of the inning. 1 run comes in. It's 7-3.
Getting the incredible iPhone 13 without T-Mobile makes as much sense as playing hide and seek in the desert.
Really, guys?
T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places. And now, when you switch, you can get iPhone 13 on us at T-Mobile.
Just 3 words tell you everything you need to know. They tell you why we employ more than 2,000 workers at our factory in Virginia Beach, and why over 10,000 local steel dealers are putting battery power in the hands of Americans. Not everyone can say that, but we can. Made in America. Real steel. Find yours.
This year, make good on your resolution to join a community that knows no bounds. Gather with more friends, experiencing places unknown. And become part of a family that knows the best adventures are the ones we share. Embrace each day, knowing that no matter where you go, it'll be one you never forget.
Shop and buy online with Jeep eShop, where right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on select 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee models.
Just got an alert from Monster for a great job. Might be out of here soon.
Let me know when that happens. Let me know when that happens.
Coming up this Monday, March 21st, it is Shohei Ohtani making his spring training debut on the Hill, Mark. And I know these fans are coming out and will be pumped up.
Yeah, initially it was a conversation that Shohei was going to pitch down in the B game, a minor league game, but Shohei goes, no, I want to pitch in this game, in this ballpark against the Kansas City Royals. So it's going to be a lot of fun for the fans. A packed house here today. Expect a huge crowd to see Shohei Ohtani, the reigning MVP of the American League, on the mound on Monday.
1 o'clock, right here on Bally Sports. Bally Sports SoCal today, back on Bally Sports West. On Monday, tomorrow, the Angels will send Reed Detmers to the Hill. Peoria Sports Complex to take on Seattle. The Mariners, who certainly going to be a threat this year. The American League West.
Well, it's been a long, long time since Seattle has been to the postseason. What, since 2000?
Last year going over 90 wins for the first time in 20 years. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Mitchell Stumpo. And if last game for the Angels and Sky Bolt was Gooby's favorite name, perhaps we have a winner today in Mitchell Stumpo. Magneuris Sierra coming in for Mike Trout. Chopper, he's got speed. Can he beat it? He can.
I was just going to say, that's going to be no chance. He gets down the line so fast.
And Van Meter coming over with the glove, pretty much the only play he has there.
That's the only chance he has. If you try to have a transfer, no matter how quick you are from the glove to the throwing hand, you have no chance. It's going to have to be a flip. And when you have a first baseman going there, he's got to quickly find the base himself. There's no way with Sierra running down the line. So you got a guy throwing and flipping the ball with the glove, and somebody at first base trying to catch it with the bare hand. Usually it's just the opposite way around.
Exactly. We'll throw over to check on Sierra from San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. Minor league free agent, signed through this year. He's 25 years old. Jared Walsh is up, hit by a pitch, and struck out in his first 2 at-bats. For Walsh this year, lefty on lefty. Imagine he got a lot of work in the offseason. Crushes righties. Plays fantastic first base. He's an all-star. Look at the splits. Numbers versus righties. American League ranks. Mark first. And OPS at the bottom there. 994 second.
Shown some power against some lefties. Showed it yesterday. Grand slam against Chapman. So the power is there. It's just getting more consistent.
Sierra at first, good speed. Walsh swings. Fly ball, right field. McCarthy is there. First out. Taylor Ward coming up. Last at bat. Back in the 3rd inning. Make no mistake. Crushed that one for his first home run of the spring.
Well, he is extremely strong. Former first-round pick as a catcher. Halos showing those quick hands and power. Left center, well out.
Ward and his wife live in the Arizona area.
By the way, wouldn't be surprised if Sierra's on the move. Kelly threw out 23% of base runners last year for the Diamondbacks. It's a good opportunity to try to steal a base.
We had Joe Madden on the broadcast yesterday, and it was interesting just to hear how his mind works, thought process as ball was in play, and who's got the go, who doesn't. He was leaning.
Yeah, he was definitely going on that one. Going to that back part of the base, the longer tag, especially for a right-handed throwing first baseman, that's your best opportunity to get back.
Bottom of the 4th. One down, 7-3 Angels. Throw down. Sierra's back easily.
Getting some work in over there. Getting back with some pickoff throws in the back pick.
Magneuris Sierra. Saw him in the game yesterday versus Oakland. One and one here to Taylor Ward. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Looking forward to hear from number 27, Mike Trout. Erica Weston has that interview coming up.
First regular game. You know, it's spring training, first regular game since May 17th. 2 for 2.
Not surprised. Aren't the excitement, the anticipation of having a healthy Mike Trout with Shohei Ohtani, with Anthony Rendon, with Jared Walsh, David Fletcher, Dell, Marsh, Upton. It's revamped bullpen. It's a nice piece of hitting. Taylor Ward taking the base. The extra bases. Sierra, first and third.
It's amazing. There's absolutely no hesitation. That's base hit to the left fielder, left center. No hesitation whatsoever by Sierra. He was going all the way. That's what their thought process is. We're always going to try to take the extra base. Force them to make a perfect throw. We saw a good throw relay at the plate yesterday. Gatewood was tagged out at home plate. But still, you're forcing that issue. There's scouts all over watching this. They're saying, well, the Angels are being very aggressive. On occasion, that causes an outfielder to make a mistake trying to charge a baseball quicker than normal if you're just going station to station.
Good ball game so far for Taylor Ward. Now Joe Adell, first at bat of the afternoon. Takes high. Yesterday, 2-run home run and a base hit for Joe Adell. 4 home runs, 26 RBI, 35 games. Was really coming on and missed the last little bit of the season with injury. Swing and a miss. Mitchell Stumpo on for the D-backs. A little off speed. Had Adell swinging there. I think it's something else. Joe just wanting to slow things down right here. Get the most out of this at bat. First and third. Check swing, yes he did. And it's hard to check swing when we got that much power. With a look.
He threw that pitch upstairs, a slider in the dirt. It's one of those tough times now for a young hitter like Joe Adell. Part of the plate you cover, and you're just trying to make contact to get the run across here.
Ground ball over to second base. Adell runs well. Double play. And Stumpo able to get out of trouble. Angels, though, still up big in this one.
Whether you're looking for something on the small side or the medium side, or, wow, that's really big, Zillow can help you find the right home and the right financing solutions. For financing made simple, there's no place like Zillow.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right. And the radio.
Get 5 boneless wings for $1 with any handcrafted burger. Only at Applebee's.
No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
I'll take Barkley.
Yes! Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
Hey, Orlando business owners, stop overpaying for internet and phone. Switch to Spectrum Business. You'll get faster internet and get Orlando's best deal for small businesses. For only $49.99 a month, you'll get 600 megabits per second of blazing fast internet. Add business phone for just $19.99 a month. Taxes and fees included. Call 888-845-4779. Count on Spectrum Business to deliver faster speeds at an incredible price with over 99.9% network reliability. It's the best choice for your business. Other providers don't even come close. Just $49.99 a month for 600 megabit internet. Add phone for $19.99 a month. No taxes, no fees, and no contracts. Switch to Spectrum Business and get Orlando's best deal for small businesses. Call today, 888-845-4779.
Angels with a 7-3 lead here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Mike Trout making his Cactus League debut today. As Mark Gubicza said, we haven't seen Trout in a game since last May. We had a chance to catch up with Trout a few moments ago, who told me he was quite anxious to get in the game today. Here's what he had to say.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time. Just excited to be out there and healthy. Feel really good. So.
2 for 2 at the plate today. I imagine you felt pretty good in the box, just couldn't wait to get back out there.
Yeah, no. You know, I was a little anxious to get out there before the game. Felt really good. You know, 2 at-bats, seen some pitches. You know, first live. I mean, I took live the other day, but I was just tracking. So just being able to go out there and be with the guys, fun.
Those guys good. And Ohtani, it's nice to be able to be in the lineup with Ohtani again.
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody's excited with this team. You know, it seems like we're adding some new faces every single day. So it's trying to get better, and it's gonna be fun.
Are you approaching the start of spring any differently, considering the time missed and it was pushed back, as far as how the body feels? I know you said it feels the best it's felt in a while, but there's been some time.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep the same. Just every spring, I just try to feel good at the plate. You know, the results will come. Getting the body under you. Obviously, I haven't played in a while, so and that's just gonna be big for me. Hopefully, you know, come out of it good tomorrow and see how it goes. But yeah.
What are next steps for you?
Play 2 in a row.
Do you think Joe's going to line up Shohei 2, you 3, and what are the benefits of that?
You got to ask him that question. I have no idea. Like I said, I'm just happy to be in the lineup.
Do you like it, though? I mean,
yeah.
What are the dynamics?
I like it. He gets on base a lot, so he does hit homers though. So no, I like it. Yeah. You know, the meat of the lineup it's gonna be pretty good.
All right, so he couldn't wait to get back in there today, but I guess Patrick and Gooby, we're going to see him tomorrow, it sounds like.
Erica, thank you. Erica Weston is joining us. Considering we're talking superstar status of Mike Trout, what was the vibe? What did you experience the way Mike interacts with you and the other reporters?
Well, couldn't be nicer. That was the first time I had been able to interact with him, and you could just tell how excited he was to be talking about playing in an actual baseball game. You know, he's a baseball lifer and incredibly good at his craft, and rightfully so. Couldn't wait to talk about his short outing here today.
Yeah, I just love this smile on his face. You know that's what you want. You want to go out there and play. And no matter how many years you've done it, when you go out that first time out in a long time, it's always a thrill for him.
All right, Erica, thank you so much for getting that interview in with Mike Trout. Jonathan Diaz gets 2 quick outs here, and looking back at the way Mike Trout was able to swing the bat 2 for 2 this afternoon.
And the thing, he said it's all about getting his timing together, swinging the bat, but defensively, it's a lot different than just getting those fly balls hit from a coach. It's a different read off the bat. Depending on who's pitching, the baseball will go off the bat differently. If it's a breaker ball, it's going to come off fastball, left-handed batter, right-handed batter. So seeing Trout getting those routes and being challenged a lot in those 3 innings out in the outfield was important for him, just to get that read defensively. Yeah, you know he's going to be fine swinging the bat, but defense is also a big part of the game.
He swung the bat great, made perfect contact, went down and got one for a base hit, a couple of fly balls, but he's probably thinking about the one that got by him to the wall.
Look, you know he is. He's a perfectionist. Every time someone challenges him, whether it's chasing high fastballs out of the strike zone, or are you stealing, you're not stealing enough bases, or your defensive metrics, or they need to get better, this and that, Trout will always go to that next level because he's going to work that much harder to prove everyone wrong.
So much attention this year is going to be placed on Shohei Ohtani. Line drive, loop low, right to Joe Adell for the 3rd out of the inning. So Jonathan Diaz goes 2. The Angels are up 7-3.
It's 5 a.m. and
I feel like I can do anything.
We've got apples and cabbage, 7,000 dahlias, vegetables, and
brisket for dinner.
This is my happy place.
We've been coming here since 1868.
My grandmother used to say,
"Don't call me, don't bother me, I'm going out to mow."
There's a lot of cushy desk jobs out there, but
I make the earth take the shape that I want it to take.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com.
Making the choice to go back to work is a big decision. But this time, I have my own job description. You know, my terms.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
Mike Trout in his career, if you look at WAR, he's climbing the ranks. All time, first 11 seasons, Mantle, Williams, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, and Mike Trout right on their heels. And the point I was trying to get to, Mark, was Shohei Ohtani essentially taking over, and with Mike Trout's injury, perhaps that helped quiet things down. The face of baseball, cover of MLB The Show. Mike Trout can maybe fly under the radar despite having some of the greatest numbers of all time.
When you see those names that Mike Trout is associated with their all-time in WAR, I mean, it gives you goosebumps. I mean, Mike Trout is being in that same category with the immortals of the game of baseball, and that's the thing that's so impressive. And I've said it a number of times this offseason and coming into spring training, I think he's going to have his best year yet. And when you have that kind of protection around you and you have people like Fletch in front of you, so there's plenty of opportunities. He joked around about Ohtani hitting home runs, maybe not as many guys on base, but there's going to be enough when he's going to be successful driving in runs.
A little flare for Austin Romine for a base hit.
There's a lot of hits in that catching position today. 3 for 3.
Up and down this lineup for the Angels have been able to produce so far in this game through the first 4 innings. Good look at Austin Romine. Tyler Wade remains in the ball game. Yeah, it really is going to be incredible to be able to talk about Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani all season long. Anthony Rendon could put up prolific numbers. He enjoys flying under the radar.
Yes. If I even go back to, remember we were talking to Phil Nevin today, he's talking about how Shohei Ohtani last year was the best player in the world. He says the best player in the game. He's pointing right at Mike Trout. And when you have that kind of, people that have been not in the organization at that point, he's with the Yankees, the third base coach, and was a successful player himself, saying that about a player like Mike Trout.
Base hit for Tyler Wade. Back-to-back knocks for the Halos here in the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the D-backs is Bryce Jarvis. Big number of changes here in this ball game.
Perry Manassi was talking about Tyler Wade earlier and his smile on his face. Well, you could see why. He could play a number of positions himself, playing third base today. Versatility, huge.
Yeah, as he was leaving, Mark, we asked him, who's that one player that, not that's a surprise. He said there's nobody that's a surprise to him. Sleeper, somebody that can make a lot of noise, and yeah, you're right, that was Tyler Wade. Renifo tries to bunt. Has to duck out of the way of that one. Active day for Renifo. Gets picked up. It's Gratterall.
Yeah, we got a chance to talk to him earlier today, former Halo.
That's right. He came over and gave you a pat on the back. Nice to see Juan Gratterall.
He's such a great smile. And I was like saying, hey, I still remember that first major league hit. I think it was against King Felix. Felix Hernandez up in Seattle with Gratterall.
Yeah, that's great. Picked him up like a rag doll.
He's in great shape.
Looked like Renifo or Gratterall?
Both.
Yeah.
But Gratterall's really got himself in great shape.
Yeah, it looked like he leaned up. Yeah, easy to root for. And so Renifo, he's got a sack, fly RBI, back in the second, and triple and run scored in the third. He's made some good plays defensively. it's early, Mark. Just wondering if Rengifo's going to make this club. And if not, you know.
Joe Madden likes him a lot.
He does. Probably likes the versatility of all these infielders, of Fletcher, of Wade, of Rengifo. These guys, you don't want them playing 162. You got to mix and match. Universal DH this year is going to certainly help the National League. 2-2. Foul back.
Joe Madden said it best to us yesterday. He said when you have a situation where your middle infielders, and Fletcher's going to get a majority of the starts at shortstop, you can't really push it. Certain players that haven't done that throughout their career to play every day. So you need those guys to be able to fill in, move around, whether it's back to second base to shortstop. Rengifo could play some shortstop. Fletch, we know that. You got Matt Duffy could play second base. You got Tyler Wade.
Is Gratterall going to pick up Rengifo one more time?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He goes, no, I can do it myself.
Anytime you could get a laugh from the crowd, I think you got to go back to it. Another look. Rengifo's like, enough already.
That's a dangerous pitch in there to try to get out of the way of that one, too.
Full count to Rengifo.
By the way, I like that netting going down that far. That's a dangerous, a lot of times in spring training, especially when they're so close to the field, fans, it's a tough one to get out of the way. Good thing that netting is there.
I concur, partner. More and more time, people have their head down and some devices. Baseball, you need to keep your head up. (7-3) here in the fifth, spring training. You know you're going to hit a wall, right? Here we go. 57 players used in yesterday's ball game.
A lot of hits the last 2 days for the Halos.
Finished with 15 yesterday. 13 hits. See if we can top that. Rengifo, first base, could be two. He runs well. He's able to avoid the double play. New center fielder for the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's the younger brother of David Fletcher, Dominic Fletcher. And I know when I had a chance to speak to David when Dominic got drafted, and he was hoping they'd get an opportunity to play in the same ball game, and here you go.
Yeah, he said he was going to be in here at some point today. Saw him earlier today. David Fletcher with a couple RBIs on outs today. His brother. They're in center field. But Arkansas.
Looks like maybe a little more muscular, this Dominic Fletcher.
I'm glad you said that, because Fletch maybe listened to it to our game in there. He'll come in and remind you of that tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe bench press a little bit more than Fletch. It must be great, you know, in the spring trainings. I know it's not as long as normal this year, but family certainly helps time fly a little bit. Jack Mayfield, first and third. Rengifo's on the way. Mayfield gets a hold of that one, left field, and it's gone. Jack Mayfield, 3-run home run for the Angels. It's 10-3.
Boy, Captain Jack with the best play in baseball, the 3-run home run. 3 home runs in the game now for the Angels, and the hits continue, and the runs. Captain Jack Mayfield.
Mayfield, who came in hitting in the David Fletcher's leadoff position and didn't miss that.
His job of bringing his hands in on that one, the drive out went out the left.
See the grab by the fan. Bare hand, no problem. You know, you got to have dad strength if you're not going to bring a glove and make a catch.
And say, listen, this is how you make the play. Use 2 hands.
A lot of dad strength here this afternoon. The Angels line up. So Jack Mayfield has to be in the mix.
Remember, he walked by us today, was smiling. He was looking forward to the game today. Well, yeah, he is.
That is a Mike Trout. You see the picture there. Dad Strong t-shirt. And he's able to make the catch with his little toddler right next to him and gives him that baseball. Well, that's tremendous.
Continuing that conversation from Mike Trout 2 hits of the game, then a Mike Trout. Dad Strong makes the play in the stands. In the berm.
Jake Gatewood now hitting. DHing. Shohei Ohtani had a couple of bats, single and an RBI. And again, Ohtani will be pitching on Monday right here at Tempe Diablo. We have it for you on Valley Sports. Don't miss it. Ten runs, 14 hits for the Angels. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Diamondbacks. Tough for Arizona this year. 110 losses. Time for the Orioles for the most in baseball. It's a ground ball, shortstop. Great play to get Jake Gatewood at first base. And it's Geraldo Perdomo making the pick for the D-backs. Deep in the hole, Gooby.
Yeah, a lot behind that throw. A nice play over first base on the scoop, and showing that arm strength.
Magneuris Sierra. And a base hit last time out. Little chopper. Great speed.
The Angels do a lot of damage on the first and second pitch. 10 of the 14 hits today on the first or second pitch.
Another chopper.
That's a knock.
It is indeed. Great call. Jarvis tried to get over there and make the play. With infield singles for Sierra. Oh, great speed.
And well played. That speed going down the line.
What have the Angels told you about Magneuris Sierra?
Joe was saying, first thing he said, he was a great defender. But he said, I remember him to see him, he could fly. So the big thing is when you have a guy that has that type of speed, you're just looking for make contact. You have the home run power in the lineup anyhow, but you want contact and see how quickly he can run and create runs, set up runs. Let the other guys bring you home.
Brent Strom now talking to Bryce Jarvis. So much speed on this team. As far as who you played with, Willie Wilson be the fastest player you ever played with?
Willie was incredibly fast. Tom Goodwin could fly. And another guy who could fly on a football field too, but on a baseball field was pretty quick.
Bo Jackson, yeah.
Bo just sounded like a freight train running down the line. And he was incredibly fast. But Tom Goodwin was the fastest guy I've ever seen run. He was absolutely flying. There was times where he would run and you'd see all of a sudden his cleats were still at home plate and he was still flying down the line.
Okay, so then who would be the slowest runner you ever played with? just carrying like a lead-weighted balloon down the line.
I would say it because there is a guy I could say, but he was a really good catcher for me at a lot of times. He caught a lot of big games, so I won't mention his name, Jimmy Quirk.
Trey Cabbage is up for the Angels. In for Jared Walsh at first base. Sierra on the run. Fouled off. So not Steve Balboni.
No.
He could run. Jamie Quirk.
Jamie Quirk, yeah. And you would never suspect that. He was drafted as an infielder. I think he was a first-round draft pick by the Royals as an infielder. He ended up being a very good, versatile catcher for a lot of years. I think he played 15 years in the major leagues.
I know I don't have to ask you which baseball player would make the best football player. I think that's you and I were
Mike Trout.
You and I were at the same game when voting against the Bengals in the playoffs, and Bo Jackson went down with that injury, and then still was able to come back and play Major League Baseball, artificial hip.
Remember him saying he would promise his mom he would come back at a home run. He did that first game back with a White Sox uniform. Eventually played with the Angels. There's been some great athletes I've seen in all the sports, but there was no one quite like Bo Jackson.
I know when the Angels were in KC, we were trying to somehow get a photo op with Shohei and Bo. Sierra on the move, throw down, Gratterall got him. The tag applied by Perdomo, and the D-backs get out of it, but not before Jack Mayfield. Captain, my captain. 3-run Jack, 10-3 Halo.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination. AutoZone, your battery solution.
I can't wait to see this guy hit.
His fastball's been dialed up.
Camping season starts now. Shop the nation's largest selection of pre-owned RVs only at Camping World.
Sarah, you said you were buying a car today.
Dad, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, I stayed up and crunched all the numbers.
I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly.
Oh, online, honey, now that can affect your credit score.
It didn't, Dad. Then I got my real rate and monthly payment. Now I just need to head to the dealership for a test drive and purchase.
Sounds easy.
Yeah, it is.
Well, since we're both up, who wants French toast? What's in your wallet?
This year, make good on your resolution to join a community that knows no bounds. Gather with more friends, experiencing places unknown. And become part of a family that knows the best adventures are the ones we share. Embrace each day, knowing that no matter where you go, it'll be one you never forget.
Shop and buy online with Jeep eShop, where right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on select 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee models.
How about a little news and notes around MLB? Twins signed Carlos Correa, 3-year, huge contract. Phillies get Nick Castellanos, 5-year contract. That's a big signing for the Fightin' Phils. And Kenley Jansen, all-time save leader for the Los Angeles Dodgers, a 1-year deal with the Atlanta Braves, World Series champions. Stocking up there in the back end. What do you think of these moves, Mark?
You know, when you look at the Phillies, and now they've added some offense. Their defense, well, they're not to worry about. They're going to score some runs. Schwarber picked up by the Philly, but Carlos Correa going to the Minnesota Twins, that was one name you didn't really hear going to the Minnesota Twins. Is Carlos Correa. He's a dynamic player. Getting him away from Houston is a W for the Halos. That's right. In the division, and Kenley Jansen, he picked up that velocity on his fastball, mixed in his slider, was dominant last year. Great guy, excellent talent. It's pretty funny when you hear him going back and forth with the Dodgers, Atlanta. Obviously, Freddie Freeman going over the Dodgers the other day. Now, Kenley Jansen going to the Braves.
You're surprised that the Dodgers wouldn't want to keep Kenley Jansen a Dodger for life. They got a pretty good team, so not going to worry too much about that. We have a new pitcher for the Angels, Kyle Bearclaw. Pitching to Cooper Hummel. Here in the top of the 6th, 10-3 Angels lead. Hope you're enjoying the ball game here with us from Tempe Diablo Stadium. Got to see the stars here this afternoon, and Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani. And Trout telling our Erica Weston he just wants to play again tomorrow. That's all he's thinking about. So with Kyle Bearclaw on the hill, what can you tell us?
Good fastball, 92 to 95 range. He'll throw a slider, a lot of sliders, about 45% of his pitches. So he'll show the fastball and get you out with his slider, also a changeup.
He's 31 years old. from Santa Clara, California. He signed through 2022 for the Halos. He's got some big league experience. Tuned to 280 ball games.
Checking my phone, making sure Jamie Quirk didn't text me on that one, because I'm sure he's listened to the game. He loves the game of baseball.
Need some changes for the Angels. That's a tough play. Throw not Velasquez. Is that Jack Mayfield? I apologize. I believe, yeah, Captain Jack unable to throw out Cooper Hummel. It's base hit. Thursday, April 7th is not just the home opener, but fans will also get an Angels 2022 wall calendar. Come on out to the Big 8, 6:30 for opening night. For more information, visit angels.com/promotions.
Houston Astros in town. Probably Justin Verlander on the bump opening day for the Astros. Maybe going against Shohei Ohtani on the bump. Don't know yet.
Just putting it out there. So you got a bear claw thrown to a Seth Beer. Perhaps we have a winner from the name of the day. I think so. Winner, chicken dinner, Seth Beer.
Yes.
Mouth watering, just saying it. Jose Rojas in at third base. Sandra Velasquez, second base. Dylan Thomas, not the famous poet, in right field. Bearclaw gets Beer. First and second. 10-3 ball game here in the 6th. Well, we have Bear fans for sure throughout the stadium. Didn't know he was so popular.
Yes.
Or did I?
Where's Milwaukee? What were they thinking of?
It's
the Brewers. Come on.
That's a good call. Rockies could also be an opportunity.
Jose Rojas at third base. He was in right field yesterday. Made that outstanding diving play to prevent 3 runs from coming in on the ball on the right center field gap. Another Anaheim native. See if we can get a ground ball his way to be able to turn 2.
Stuart Fairchild is at the dish. Takes a strike. First and second, nobody out. Misses inside.
Mentioned Bearclaw throwing a lot of sliders. He got around that one, not able to get that one going down and away, backed up on him. And Michael Lorenzen was talking about the feel for a slider in spring training games. Not as easy. That's a really important pitch to stay on top of the baseball.
Good pitch. Struck him out.
And that fastball by him had him thinking secondary pitch. Slider got a fastball, the express by him.
It's good pitch, Mitch, of sequencing.
The key is getting a hitter to think, looking break a ball, and you get the express by him.
Geraldo Perdomo. How do you see it, Mark? Do you see pitchers going backwards now, pitching backwards now, off speed first, then going fastball versus, years past?
You have to. There's never a time where you think, okay, it's a fastball count for a hitter anymore. You think 1-0, 2-0 fastball? No. 3-2 fastball? No. So even sometimes when you're heading to count 1-2, they're thinking secondary pitch. If you could command your fastball to both sides of the plate, that is a very effective pitch. You don't necessarily have to go to those secondary pitches anymore.
Pumps that one in there, 1-1 to Perdomo.
We've already seen a couple times today for Austin Romine behind the plate where he's framed pitches well. So just trust him to keep that ball, if it's on the corner or just slightly off the corner, keep that glove there and get that call.
Up the middle, hit hard, base hit for Perdomo. It's going to play to run. 10-4. Good buddy. Let's take a look at the pitch location on that base hit from Perdomo.
Just kind of flatten out again. It looked like another breaking ball was flattened for him. And back up the middle. And you'll hear that a lot in spring training. And I know games even with the Diamondbacks during the regular season, pitchers sometimes will say they can't quite get that crisp, tight break to a slider in Arizona. You'll see that sometimes. They'll talk about that up in Colorado too.
Former Angel Juan Gratterall trying to make this Arizona Diamondbacks team. What are his chances?
Well, he showed a good arm there. He was able to throw out. Sierra trying to steal a base, and that's a quick base runner. Very good defender. It's always been how much can he help you on the offensive side.
Kyle Bearclaw misses there.
Well, there is some depth in the bullpen. There's a lot of guys in the bullpen battling for these spots that have big league experience, a lot of successful big league experience.
Nice pitch, struck him out. What do you make of the stance of Gratterall?
Usually I see when somebody has an open stance, that means he's going to, more than likely, when he gets that foot going, there's going to be still the outer part of the plate is going to be open because those hips are going to open up, even though he tries to close it. And the step going forward is going to be the outside part of the plate. It's going to have a tough time to be able to cover that part of the plate. And you can see that with that slider. If you hit it your spot well, it's going to be tough to make contact.
Jake Hager now up, 2 down, first and second.
A lot of experience for Bearclaw in his career, 280 appearances, 11 career saves. So it's been a lot of time, a lot of success out of the bullpen, a lot of different pitchers, a lot of different options for the Angels and Joe Madden.
And this is there. A little cooler weather here today. First pitch 111, 70 degrees and cloudy. Unusual for this time of year. Expected to warm up tomorrow and next week. Mark was up bright and early today. Didn't have your jacket for those early morning interviews.
That's fun. Patrick Sandoval was a lot of fun. Yeah, he was a lot of fun.
I feel a lot of confidence for Sam. How did he get you today?
I guess we could wait and listen to it. But the one thing I was joking around. I always ask the guys their potential walk-up songs, for the season, and I just joked around. I said, "What do you think I would have?" He goes, "Well, I could pick you as maybe AC/DC or coming up with some Kiss song." I said, "Kiss." He's happy. This shocked me on that one right away. And I was thinking, I started laughing. I go, "Well, by the way, I went and saw him just a couple years ago. At that point, Staples Center, now Crypto.com. Still not easy to remember that one there, Patrick. You had to do that all the time with the Kings.
Yeah. Haven't messed that one up yet. Just give me time. No, Mark, you were a member of the Kiss Army. I saw Paul Stanley at the mall the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was with my wife. I'm like, look, it's Gene Simmons. And then luckily I didn't say that out loud. And then I was like, no, that was Paul Stanley. Stupid. He had the star. Gene had the tongue.
Did you start singing Beth?
Boy, I felt bad when Ace left the band.
We can blame Patrick Sandoval for this conversation now.
Oh, that was
some spin on that one.
Yeah, cute. A lot of English. And Cabbage is, well, we just rock and roll all day and all night here in the booth. We'll be right back.
I bid you to love.
My parents can always check my glucose levels just by looking at their cell phones.
I share my numbers with my wife and my daughter, and if I'm out in the yard working or busy, she'll come out and tell me, hey, you're going too low. If I'm working hard, it makes me feel good that they're watching.
Hey, hon.
Hey,
Want to do some laundry?
some laundry.
Your Roman delivery came.
Oh, laundry. We can do that.
Want to do our taxes?
Oh.
Honey mustard.
We have to go.
Whatever you call it,
Want to go?
be ready with Roman.
Okay.
Roman makes it simple and convenient to take care of ED. So when the moment's right, you're ready. Roman ready.
Pesky leaks? Gorilla Waterproof Patch and Seal Spray seals out water, air, and moisture. Stops and prevents leaks indoors, outdoors, and virtually anywhere you need for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
You gorilla tape that?
No, why? Gorilla tape, of course.
Gorilla Tape is 3 times stronger for a hold that lasts. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
10 runs, 15 hits for the Angels. Offense has not been an issue so far this spring. And they ended up losing 10-8 yesterday, but they have 10 runs. And the Arizona Diamondbacks here, bottom of the 6th inning. So awesome to have full capacity, mingle with the fans. No greater opportunity to, go face to face with some of your favorite players in the game of baseball than in spring training. Make your reservations for a car now for next year would be my suggestion. There's a car shortage everywhere, apparently.
Yes.
It's the chips. So we have cabbage, and we have beer. Kiss Army. And we got Bear Claw, which, by the way, is perhaps one of the greatest donuts of all time. Not spelled, of course, Bear Claw, Kyle Bear Claw.
But very good, though.
But pronounced that. Yeah. You would think if you have cabbage and beer, it would be St. Patrick's Day, but no, it's just missed it.
Yeah,
You had your green shirt working.
Yes, I did.
I got a pass. That's what I'm telling people anyway, with not having green on.
Anything mandatory for you, Patrick?
No, I guess just that one day a year when you just get to go around and just abuse people for not wearing green. Don't you dare do it today, though. Cabbage, the shift. All the fans at home are saying, get rid of it. Get rid of it. That's a base knock. Beat the shift. What do you say to that, Mark Gubicza?
Well, eventually, next year, you're not going to be able to have that infielder in that outfield grass. They're going to have to be on the dirt. And they're going to have 2 on each side of the infield.
There's going to be so much manipulation of that.
Yes.
And what are you going to have umpires telling people to move over? It's going to be very strange.
Like everything else, the players will adapt to it. It's like the pitch clock. They'll adapt to it. at least as the infielders. Now the hitters, you could still move around an outfielder and bring them in.
How often?
Move center fielder to the right center, move the left fielder more towards well over the left center, bring that right fielder in if it's a left-handed batter as an outfielder, but he's got to keep the infielders in the infield dirt.
How often did you see it when you were pitching?
As a sinker ball contact hitter, I mean, I just wanted my second baseman in the hole when his left-hander up. Same thing as a shortstop, more in the hole. I always told my middle infielders, my job is to cover that middle part of the infield as a pitcher. That's why you work on fielding your position. So that ground ball at the middle is mine. I want my infielders, middle infielders, to be more in the hole, depending if it's a righty or lefty up, to take away that base hit towards the third baseman and or towards the first baseman because they're in the hole, shortstop and second base. That was my job. If I missed my spot, well, then that was my fault, not the infielders and not the coaches, but where they were setting up the infielders.
Well, if Dylan Thomas gets a base hit to where the third baseman would be, and then you look at Bryce Jarvis, and then the pitcher's always like, I should have had a guy there.
Yeah, I was never a happy camper about something like that. I won't be.
Number 39, Dylan Thomas. Last year in AAA. Solid flow.
A number of those different rules and shifts and things like that. We still might see that ghost runner, but it may start in the 11th inning, not the 10th inning. Joe was talking about that yesterday, Joe Madden. That may happen. Players want it, and you're seeing more of a turn towards that. Initially, when that was part of the CBA, everyone was, okay, let's go back to regular baseball and extra innings, but at least a true 10th inning, it looks like. Then that ghost runner.
At second base.
Yes, in the 11th.
Not first base that Joe was hoping for. It's like he broke his bat on that one. Dylan Thomas thrown out at first base, out number 1. Bottom of the 6th. It's a significant change to baseball, Mark. When you played regular season baseball, it was one thing in that condensed 60-game season, but big league 162, extra innings. But you look at what happens to teams. They could be decimated, the bullpen, for 2 weeks, just trying to get back on track. But you don't get a lot of 14. Joe Adell up, by the way, 14 inning, 15 inning games. I mean, they did research on the numbers of, but it's length of game, it's travel. There's a lot that goes into it when, the wear and tear in a regular season.
Big thing is, a majority of the fans liked it.
Swing and a miss, good cut.
Now, pitchers who come into the game, the man on second, not so much fans. That's not an earned run coming around. If you can give up 3 outs, that run can score. It's not an earned run, but you will have the L by your name.
Adell, gapper. He's going to be running for quite some time. Gets all the way to the wall, makes the turn, the throw. It's an easy triple for Joe Adell. So we've seen a 2-run home run, we've seen a base hit, now we see the triple and the speed.
Couple triples in the game. Hit a mammoth home run to left center, now a triple to right center, and with 2 strikes. Boy, he's getting that foot down. And that stride he has, he's thinking there's no doubt in his mind he's got a triple. There's no slowdown. He's not even have to worry about trying to pick up Phil Nevin at third base. He knew he was going to be able to get in there rather easily, but that's that great speed, but power going the other way with 2 strikes right center.
Only question was whether it was going to be stand up or slide. And think about that for a second, but no foul. Great to see. Catcher Austin Romine.
So 3 home runs, 3 infield hits, and 2 triples for the Halos today.
Pops up. That ends the bottom of the 6th. We're going to head to the 7th. Joe Adell. This is what this man could do. That's just one of the tools. His speed.
This is your invitation to experience all the feelings inspired by Lexus at the Invitation to Lexus sales event.
Get special offers on the 2022 ES350.
The overtime went into overtime. What do? You turn to DiGiorno to be MVP. MV Pizza. Fresh baked taste. The win and move. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Hello, Gordon Ramsay.
NFL teams are turning to cold with Tide. Will you?
That will never work.
If it works on NFL jerseys, it'll work for you.
Seriously? Just perfect.
And it'll save you up to $150 a year.
And it's cold.
So you will turn to cold?
Fine, I'll turn to cold.
That guy needs to chill out.
Cracked windshield? Make it easy and schedule with Safelite because you can track us and see exactly when we'll be there.
I have a few more minutes. Let's go.
That's service that fits your schedule. Go to Safelite.com.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Adnan Burke back here with you for a John Deere MLB Network studio update. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was the runner-up for MVP a season ago. He said earlier this week, last year was the trailer, now it's time for the movie. Where did that home run land? Well, past Frenchie's for his first home run of the spring. Jays lose 3-2 to the Phillies, but cannot wait for the main event. The blockbuster the Jays will hope to unfold. More of your game right now. MLB Tonight follows after the game.
The swing using the middle part of the field. Then Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani brings in the run. Fastball in, going the other way for a base hit, and Trout finish it off. So good swings throughout that inning. Just keep the ball in play on the line. They're using the singles and the base running to score the runs.
It's exactly what you're looking for, Gooby, in a spring training game, is just get all this type of work in. As you see Jimmy Herget last year with Texas and LA, 2-3 in 18 games. 14 games with the Angels, a 2-2 record. He's got that funky delivery. A new catcher as well on Anthony Mulrine. Dominic Fletcher, David's younger brother.
It's like a boxing match. You use that little jab, and then all of a sudden you go to the roundhouse. So they got the jab going, they got the base hits, 3 runs scored, and then 3 home runs. The roundhouse, the Mike Tyson, the left hook.
The knockout punch.
Body blow, knockout punch.
Who was it that in that that Mike Tyson was always beating in the body blow? That he always had that one opponent. Big guy, big bald head. Yeah, and punch out. Yeah, King Hippo. I'm being told thank you. David Fletcher looking on to see what his younger brother could do. Dominic Fletcher. I'm sure the entire family pretty excited about this moment. David, Loyola Marymount. Dominic, Arkansas. 2 different worlds. Two and two. So what about Jimmy Herget, what you saw from him last season?
It's all those different arm angles. You normally see guys come out of the bullpen right over the top throwing upper 90s, but Herget has that sidearm delivery, 3/4 action, but some running action. Quick pitches are really.
Oh, nice piece of hitting for Dominic. Might be thinking too. Adele picks it up. Oh, strong arm. Little offline, but Dominic goes back to first with a base hit.
Well, we saw that just the opposite way with David Fletcher. Just going the other way, his brother going the other way. Joe Adele able to cut off initial bobble, but got there quickly. It keeps Fletcher there at first base.
C.J. Chatham is now up for the D-backs. Oh, picked up by Rojas. Nice play. Did he turn to? Wow. Double play. 5-4-3. That's a thing of beauty. Velasquez with the quick turn.
So he diving catch out in right center field to prevent 3 runs. Here turns a nice double play on the backhand. 5-4-3. Well played all the way around.
Dominic Canzone steps up 2 outs. Jimmy Herget, pitcher's best friend, the double play. So Rojas has that versatility. Velasquez absolutely can pick it and turn it.
That play's not made. That's not a double play, really. I mean, it's all started because of an outstanding play by Joe Adell, cutting that one off to keep him at first base. Yep. Otherwise, he's in second. That's going to be a tough play, a long throw across the diamond. Instead, it ends up being a double play. It's those little things you work on. And Joe Maddon was talking about that today because the conversation was, where's Justin Upton going to play? Is he going to play maybe a situation platoon out there with Brandon Marsh? And he was like, well, Brandon Marsh is my guy, and Joe Adell he's talking about, and Justin Upton's going to be able to play some outfield, play some first base, move around on occasion in the lineup. He said what he's seeing from Joe Adell defensively is his reaction, his quick step, going in the right direction, making the plays is important, and you saw that on display. Even though he didn't quite get that baseball initially in the glove, he got there quick enough to keep Fletcher at first base, not attempt to go to second.
How we doing? So Herget, beautiful pitch with that delivery, sidearm, gets Calzone, and it was the double play. Rojas, quick pick, Velasquez, over to Cabbage, 5-4-3, and it's stretched on in Tempe.
We just moved, so there's millions of
dahlias in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew 1/4 of an acre. Now I'm taking on new projects on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as Butters here. Butters, how you doing over there?
We do both vegetables and
largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com.
Your team is on a streak. A losing one.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. An Indeed resume gets right to work for you, so you can find that better fit fast.
Can you think of a time things didn't go as you planned?
How much time do we have?
I'm stuck in this, like, infinite time loop thing.
I'm reliving the same day over and over again. I get to do whatever I want.
Plus, nacho fries never leave the menu.
She's violating the nacho fries limited timeline.
Does that happen every day?
Let's dip.
Try her now!
What's happening?
Let's get spicy!
Look out!
Getting the incredible iPhone 13 without T-Mobile makes as much sense as playing hide and seek.
Ready or not, here I come!
In the desert.
Really, guys?
T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. And now, when you switch, you can get iPhone 13 on us, on every plan.
You're not gonna fit in that hole.
Don't look any further. Unlock the full power of iPhone 13 on us at T-Mobile, the network with more 5G bars in more places.
Head to the bottom of the 7th with the Angels leading the Diamondbacks. 10-4, over and out. 10 runs, 16 hits for the Halos. Best news I heard all day, Mark Gubas, there was no changes. Just heard no changes. They're making fun of me in here because I called Dominic Canzone Calzone.
Well, that made me hungry, Patrick.
Yeah, and hey, don't forget the cannolis. Unbelievable. I'll get there. I'll get there. Bryce Jarvis still in. Let's look at Jose Rojas. What's the over-under on the local kids we have on the Angels? Right field. Hit well.
Pretty good
down
inning.
the line. Gone! Jose Rojas. Anaheim makes it 11-4.
Well, you turn a double play, a great double play, and then you go yard. Jose Rojas. I tell you, we talked about him a lot yesterday, his power, how strong he is.
Had some hang time, Gooby.
Yeah, he did. Down and in. Power down and in. We've seen him hit pitches that are high elevated in the strike, so this one's down. I don't know, Patrick, is there a rental car out there?
I'm just happy to have it. Well, we know that the expensive cars have left the parking lot. So we've got some Kias, maybe a Volt or two. So this is what Jose Rojas brings to this Angels team. Is a flat out hit. Jarvis kind of knew it right away. I was just marveling at how high and how far it went.
But Jeremy Reed liked that swing from him.
Andrew Velasquez strikes out. First out here in the 7th inning.
We can go back to that double play.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
Three-run home run back in the 5th inning. And he hit that home run to that young man who made that catch with that Mike Trout dad strength t-shirt. One thing that Jack Mayfield has is some dad strength, because when he hit some big home runs last year, he would do the Spidey signal for his son that is a huge Marvel fan. So, now he's checking Twitter. He's blowing up.
He goes, Patrick O'Neill's talking about him.
Make a play. Make a play. Now they're on Bally Sports Arizona too, so maybe it's Todd Walsh. My fellow relic in the broadcasting business. Walshy. Just hanging in there.
Some nasty movement inside.
Mayfield nods. Called strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts for Jarvis. Brings up the big man, Jake Gatewood. Bottom 7 here. Tempe 11-4 Angels. A little bit of everything. Home runs, small ball, speed. Home runs from Taylor Ward, Max Stassi, Mayfield, Rojas.
Three infield hits, a couple of triples.
Most importantly, Mike Trout first baseball game since May 17th of last year. That is going to be the #1 headline in this ball game.
Remember all the runs scored at the bottom part of the lineup, 5 through 9. Some great production at the bottom of the order. Scoring some runs, driving in some runs.
See Reed Detmers told the rubber tomorrow, and then excited to see Shohei Ohtani. I like the note when he's only the hit Gatewood right on the shoulder. Baseball said ow.
So 3 hit by pitches today. Maybe 4. So if you're going to get hit by the pitch, you want to be hit with a secondary pitch, not a fastball, though.
Very true. Just the 3rd starting pitcher Ohtani is to win the AL MVP in the last 50 years. Roger Clemens and Justin Verlander.
They have any home runs? They have 46 of them.
We got a pitching change. The Angels 11-4 lead here.
Hey Google.
The ocean's the most perfect shade of blue, the most royal of all the blues.
Actually, the sky's the perfect shade of blue.
We all know what the most elite shade of blue is.
Yeah, a blue that's actually perfect. Undefeated, if you will.
Live your best life in any color.
And Doug.
We gotta tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. And we gotta do it fast.
Woo! 34 miles per hour! New personal record, Limu!
He'll be back. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
A lot of home runs in this ball game for the Angels. Taylor Ward, who we spoke to this morning, he's just feeling great, and he crushed that one. And of course, Gooby, you were entertained by Max Stassi.
Maximus.
Dead center, Jack Mayfield. When he gets a hold of it, he's got a lot of pop. Dad strength. And then Anaheim's own Jorge Rojas, deep to right field and gone.
It was 4 home runs, resulting in 7 runs for the Halos. You love those singles. We showed it in the second inning, but 7 runs via the home run today for the Halos.
Magnu Reese Sierra. Gatewood on first base after hit batter. New pitcher for the D-backs, Blake Rogers. Sierra entered the ball game to replace Mike Trout. He went 2 for 2 in this ball game, got his work in, and is now just probably making the turn.
That's 4 hits out of that center field position.
That's right. Takes a strike. Gatewood on the move. Sierra takes ball 4.
All 3 times on base for Sierra.
Just getting a good opportunity first 2 games to make an impression. Trey Cabbage placed Jared Walsh in the ball game. Upstairs. What about Reed Deppers tomorrow, Mark? What are you looking forward to?
Just the feel for his curveball and trust in his fastball. He runs the fastball upper third of the strike zone, follows that same plane with his curveball. Change up feel. Look forward to seeing that. Big time prospect. We saw him at the major league level last year for the Halos. He's got a chance. He's drafted out of college. The conversation was pitchability and when he was ready, major league ready, right after the draft. Well, he was up there quick last year. Hope he continues to learn and becomes a big part of this rotation for a lot of years.
22 years old. youngest Angels player in camp.
Got some veterans around you now as far as the pitching staff just to learn from.
Be a pretty decent age gap if he throws to Kurt Suzuki.
Due to see Kurt at some point here, maybe tomorrow.
I would expect so. That's great vibe about him. Swing and a miss. $17 knocks in the ball game here for the Halos. Second game of spring training. 0-1 so far. Runners go. Line drive up the middle. That's going to score a run. Cabbage. It's an RBI. Gatewood comes around to score. And it's 12-4. Sierra, good running all the way to third base, first and third now.
Worked the count in that ability down to set the runners on the move, and then just went right back up the middle, a ground ball, using that bigger part of the field. Your percentages of being successful, middle part of the field. Driving in the run by Cabbage.
So now with 2 outs, Dylan Thomas. An opportunity to tack on a little more damage for the Angels here. First base, and that'll do it for the 7th inning. Pretty good inning for one. Jose Rojas starts a double play to get out of an inning, and then starts one off with a big home run. End of the 7th. It's 12-4
Halos. New Axe Body Wash. Made with 100% natural origin scents. So you smell 100. Smell as fresh as nature gets.
For March Madness, the Dave single is just $1 in the Wendy's app. Reg!
Lunchtime, baby.
Lunchtime indeed, Rich.
Get a hot and juicy Dave single for just $1 in the app. Choose wise. Choose Wendy's.
Getting the perfect home is a journey, so we help you find it, tour it, and own it. For moving made simple, there's no place like Zillow.
And a little bit of chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Get 5 boneless wings for $1 with any handcrafted burger, only at Applebee's.
Nice throw.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
That's beautiful.
Are dedicated to guiding kids through the first tries.
It's all good, Aaron.
The curveballs.
There you go.
And the big dreams. Setting them up to make great plays. On and off the field. Building brighter futures together.
Tomorrow, our first opportunity to see Reed Detmers take the hill. The first-round pick for the Angels, 10th overall in 2020.
Yeah, he showed that really good curveball slider combination. He's got a solid changeup. I think he needs to use that a little bit more this upcoming season. You utilize that 14 fastball upstairs. That combination, deadly combination, slider, curveball, really good for Reed Detmers.
Did we see enough from Reed Detmers from last season to pencil him in here in the 6-man rotation?
I think there's a real good shot at that happening. But you still got to go out here. It's an abbreviated spring training that the importance of showing some consistency with that arm slide and repeating your pitches going to be important for him to make sure that's the case. Speaking of throwing the ball exceptionally well, 1.77 last year. This is a whip of 1.03. Also wearing a fastball. 92, 96. Nasty slider. Occasional changeup.
Austin Warren came out of nowhere last year and really turned some heads. Comes in there with that bulldog type mentality. Not being the biggest guy in the world. Had to climb some ladders to get here to the big leagues. A lot of obstacles in his way, and he's proved everybody wrong every step of the way.
He has one of those fastballs. We hear that terminology in the dugout, the heavy fastball, where you can hear that fastball, even though it's not upper 90s, it's mid 90s, but it's a heavy fastball with movement that stays away from that big part of the bat on the handle towards the end of the bat. You hear that sound of the catcher's mitt when he hits it well.
Cooper Hummel at the dish for the D-backs. Austin Warren from Fayetteville, North Carolina, 26 years old. 6th-round pick back in 2018. On drive base hit for Cooper Hummel. Angel fans, get your ticket plan today to get the best seats at the best price. Visit angels.com/ticket plans for more information. Home opener, season opener, lid lifter, April 7th at the Big A. Still have yet to learn who the Angels opening day starter will be. Seth Beer steps in. I'm sure there's odds on that type of thing, Gooby. I have a personal favorite. He won the MVP. That's just personal favorite.
Yeah.
But, you know, got a guy like Noah Syndergaard. You can throw some love to him. Say, hey, you know what? We're happy to have you, Thor.
Yeah.
And so throw some thunder out there.
Bring the hammer.
That's it. So is it another superhero as the Thunder? Sorry.
Got to do it. Got to do it.
It's a fly ball. The center fielder Ryan Aguilar is in there to make that catch. That might be the end of Beer. I mean, not for the day, just maybe for the afternoon, depending. We'll see Seth Beer again.
Seth Brown in the lineup for Oakland yesterday. Seth Beer in the lineup for Oakland, for Arizona today.
Tyler Wade, Taylor Ward. Now, Stuart Fairchild, no relation.
I was waiting for that one for you, Patrick. I can't believe it took it that long to
Yeah,
go
Morgan Fairchild.
Yeah,
Well, listen in SNL. Yeah, that's it. Terrible impression. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just remember it was Morgan Fairchild.
Yes.
Morgan Fairchild, Heather Locklear, Heather Thomas. I'm just naming my top 3 of all time. I'm not asking a question.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that one.
Just maybe the start of something. A top 3. Patrick's top 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's spring training. We might want to throw that one out, but
I think that's going to be a part of the game broadcast this year. Patrick's top 3. It's something. Could be names. Could be anything.
Can we name their shows? I mean, it was Heather Thomas was with TJ Hooker.
Yep.
Heather Locklear, Dallas.
Or Dynasty.
Dynasty.
Dang
it. And there's Melrose Place for you millennials. Baby boomers? I don't know. Who did I leave out? Heather Thomas? No, yeah, no, I got them all, right?
Morgan Fairchild. Who do you got? Where she's at?
No one's helping me either, by the way. leaving me hanging because I brought it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
She did an hysterical Rodney Dangerfield skit that I saw on YouTube. Oops, but I know that's not the. Get them all confused now. Base hit.
Maybe Falcons pressed?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Because, of course, I'm a big fan of Lorenzo Lamas. So. So Austin Warren has first and third.
A little bit too much to the plate there for Austin Warren. Right center field on the swing. Was that first time out trying to impress, especially when you see so many new faces down in the bullpen. Very impressive last year.
Geraldo Perdomo is up for the D-backs. Takes high and outside. Ball goes well for Austin Warren. Is there room for him in that bullpen? You could go down the list. There's some solid names right now in that bullpen. Can't wait to see Iglesias and Loop.
Yeah, there's going to be a need for a bullpen arm because of the starter's not getting stretched out necessarily. They're going to probably try to get around 5 innings to 90 pitches by the end of camp, possibly. So we'll see how that works out. So you're probably going to need an arm down there with potential.
Expanded roster. Yep.
Expanded roster. There's going to be more, you would think, more bullpen arms.
More relief pitchers.
Yes.
There should be.
Yep.
With the shorter spring training.
Even though there's a 6-man rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind, though, not many managers have the option of having 3 pitchers that actually could pinch hit for you.
Ohtani, Lorenzen,
and Syndergaard. They all mash. They all mash. And Archie Bradley, by the way, said put my name in there too, because I know he has a triple in his career, so he said put my name in there too.
Archie Bradley wants to be in the mix.
Yes.
Can't wait to hear that conversation. Just the fact of what Bradley brings to the clubhouse. What a great sign. Tepera, Loop. I saw Ty Buttrey last night when I was picking up my takeout chicken quesadilla. He was there with his wife Sam, and he just said he needed a reset. And he said the Angels have been so fantastic to him and understanding. And he just said, you know what, maybe it's not time for me to do these other things that he thought whatever it was, whatever direction he was leaning towards. He got the reset, and now he has the drive.
When you go back to the first half of 2019, there wasn't many pitchers in baseball better than Ty Buttrey. He was that good. And because of the way the roster is situated right now, we probably don't see Ty Buttrey in these games, but he'll be in those B games, I think, until there's a roster spot created. So hopefully he'll keep battling, and he's so optimistic. You're pulling for Ty Buttrey. Well, that's another huge piece to your bullpen.
Ground ball. Velasquez bobbles it in time for the out at second base, safe at first. So Austin Warren with a tailor-made double play. But he gets the first out, lead runner, 2 down. Perdomo's on at first. And Fairchild is retired, and with it, any further Fairchild conversation.
He ends up getting an RBI more than likely, and Velasquez, he's such a good fielder. He's in his mind, he's saying, I gave that run away. A double play prevents that run from scoring, but still recovered enough to get it out. But the run ends up scoring. I don't think Juan Graterol was just trying to go the other way on that swing.
They're pointing at him down there. It's a smile. Austin Warren going to Anthony Mulrine. Here in the 8th inning now, 12-5. Down to first. Not in time. Accurate arm there from O'Ryan.
Even if you don't get him at first base, your job is to keep him getting a bigger secondary lead. So it was a quick throw, almost picked him off. Now you've kind of shortened up that secondary lead. More difficult for a base hit to be able to go first and third.
Gratterall, right field. Thomas is there to put it away. And then the 8th inning. D-backs get one. It's 12-5 Angels.
All right, the Angels with a 12-5 lead, and it's good to see Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani back for the Angels. Of course, Ohtani coming off his MVP season. Ponce de Leon getting the call as he's trying to make the roster. We will have full highlights of the D-backs and the Angels coming up, but MLB Tonight starts right now.